You know I got them on deck. Once she heard the voice, know I got her all wet. It'd probably be smarter if your man fall back, cause I hit it once, now I got her all attacked. I might take her number knowing now I never need it. Her man back at home, but that boy big dreaming. He went through a phone, no, he wish he never seen it. Found out that his girl giving brains like a genius. She love it right here, know the vibe so cool. You just left for work, now she tryna roll through. It's hard to get it back when she been so through. She rockin' with a boss, know the feeling so new. Other boys hating and I know that shit's lame. She been new to name, I ain't got a kick game. Put it in rotation if you thinking it's a game. Since I put you in the clouds, you gon' meet the big bang. You see, I've been traveling to different kind of places. You know the type of places that you visit on vacation. I stay away from niggas, people start to think I'm racist. Keep one inside the head for anybody think I'm playing. It's a cold game, you just gotta play it smart. It's like a game of chess, I'm just trying to play my part. Ain't nobody solid and I knew it from the start. I'm always out in traffic, but I'm always dodging cars. But let's dumb it down. I used to be lost, these days I'm found. But it's a couple things that I need to know now. If I lost everything, baby, would you hold me down? Tell me, what if I fell off the map? If I lost everything and I never got it back? Cause it's a couple things that I need to know now. If I lost everything, baby, would you hold me down? Tell me, what if I fell off the map? If I lost everything and I never got it back? Cause it's a couple things that I need to know now. If I lost everything, baby, would you hold me down? For real. If I lost everything, baby, would you hold me down? If I lost everything, baby, would you hold me down? For real. Man. Y'all ready to get started, gang? Let's go. Baby, let's forget the past, we could kill the games. Cause I'm missing you, I'm hoping that you feel the same. Staying up late nights and I can feel the pain. You know it only gets sunny when you feel the rain. And I can see your skin reflecting in the moonlight. Like the candles, I'm just trying to get the mood right. Damn, look at all the time that we wasted. But what's the damn odds that we'll make it? Forget the outside, cause they don't know the history. If you could read my mind and you know what you meant to me. They say time heals wounds even mentally. You know you gotta let it go if it's meant to be. And if it's meant for you, then it's meant for me. I'm feeling you, I know you feeling me. All you gotta do is keep it real with me. I'm so toxic, how you deal with me?
I can hear you like an echo. I can't let go of you, no. Are you waiting up for my call? Do you think of me at all? If we ran out of money, my jokes stop being funny, will you stand by me, honey? Oh. If I told you all my secrets, you knew my deepest regrets, am I still who you'd be with? Back in love, like we're on a Paris street and dying on my knees. Say you still want me. All in back in love, like we're on a Paris street and dying on my knees. Say you still want me.
Get it, y'all. Let's go. Hey, know I'm talking about. We back, Ratchet Gang. We back with another one. We back with another banger. Let's get these likes up. Look, you might have forgot. Hell, they might have forgot. But you already know it's the king. Too loyal, know I'm talking about. RatchetTV. Hey, y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. Get the likes up if you in the building. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell so you can get the drop whenever I drop. All right, so boom. Man, we got to talk Ratchet Gang. We got to chop it up. Look, tonight we got to get back into this Kada Scott situation. It's been a crazy case. Been crazy couple of days, this situation. And I'm going to tell y'all, the reason why I didn't go live yesterday is because I was just thinking. And nothing good, but everything good happens when I start thinking. I have just been putting together a little bit of information my damn self. I think that I don't take anybody off the board when it comes to this situation. And what I mean by that is I'm starting to look at everybody. I'm starting to look at everybody, from all the people who is finding things and whoop-de-whoop. Something just ain't right in this case. I don't know what it is, but it's loose and allegedly, and everything I say is alleged, and it's all under the Fair Use Act. And you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video and in the description of all my videos. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is just to educate my people on what we've been covering over here. Like I said, it's all under the Fair Use Act, and you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video, and everything I say is alleged. Allegedly, y'all. Now, let me start off this by saying, every time we cover one of these cases, what is always in the shadows? Can y'all tell me where I'm about to go with how I'm going to start this show off? What always is right there? Every time we cover a missing case or one of these suspect murder cases or something, like, what is always right there? It's always this one thing we always run into. And what am I talking about right now, Ratchet Gang? Can anybody tell me? They said the police. No, not the police. It's always the ones that's most involved. Capri, you on to it. Come on now, Capri, you right there. Come on, Capri, you right there. They said a play. Come on, y'all. They said the text message. Come on, man. I know y'all finna get it. There you go, Lady J. The readers. It's always something right here. You know what I'm saying? And some stuff I've been getting on the background. Look, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. Let me start off by saying that I don't got beef with nobody. I ain't accusing nobody of shit. I just don't trust nobody. But look, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I don't give a fuck who gets mad at me or nothing. I don't even trust the motherfucking ATM. If I say I want $100 out the ATM, I need to count 20, 40, 60, 80. I need to know what I'm just because you tell me $100 come out of this motherfucker, I don't trust you. And just because you hand me some change at the store and tell me this is how much, I need to know how much I'm getting. I don't trust shit. So I don't know what, y'all can't make me trust a damn thing. Look, I didn't live long enough to know, listen to everything but trust nothing. I don't trust shit. So let me start by saying that I don't trust you, them, or nobody else. So look, man, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, but it's loose. Now, these readers, somebody sent me some information today that I didn't know, because I'm not invested into other people's lives as far as like, and I'm not, no offense to nobody who is invested. Look, this is just me speaking for myself. I'm not talking down on nobody. I want to make this clear that I don't have beef with anybody, because I know that what I'm going to say and how I'm going to cover this, people is going to start sending stuff out and saying Ratchet's talking and switching. No, Ratchet is just him. I'm a one-man show, and this is just the way it is. Now, I always reach out to the people and I touch the people, but this is just my platform and I stick to myself, and I'm solo dolo. I don't give a fuck about nobody else. All right, so let's make that clear. I don't give a fuck whose feelings get hurt when I start dropping my gems. But somebody sent me some information earlier, so it was another YouTuber or something, and I usually don't even watch stuff that people send me, but something about the title of the video intrigued me, and it was about the lady Bree. Now, I didn't know this information. I ain't finna sit here and lie and say this information came from Ratchet. I had it first. No, I didn't even know nothing about this because I never did my research on the lady, nor do I care to. But somebody else did their due diligence on her, and they came back with some information about, I guess it was her son or something. When her son was 18, he pew-pewed another kid that was 16 in the head and unalived him. And she was going to war for her son, saying he was getting bullied or something like that. Look, I didn't know nothing about this, but look, this information came to me, and they said to me, they were like,
she's in. This is what they were saying. They were basically trying to say she's involved in the shit. I don't know that to be true, and I don't know. I have no idea. It says add a try a Q&A stick. How do you do that? How do you do that? What the? Oh, hold on. How do you do this? I didn't even know you could do this. Oh yeah, let me do this. It's gonna be wiggling for a minute, y'all. No Diddy. Trust the readers. I didn't know you could do this. I be learning stuff. How do you do this? No, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. No, I'll do that another time. I don't know how to do that. I'll do that shit another time. Fuck it. It is what it is. I'll do it another time. They were trying to get me to do a Q&A thing. I don't know how to do that. I'll do it some other time. It don't even matter. I don't got time for that shit right now. I'm old school. All right. So anyway, because I'm gonna end up doing that and I'm gonna lose focus on what I don't got time for that shit. Anyway, thank y'all to the people who thank you to the people who did send out super chats. I had to shout y'all out later because I know I seen Reese Cup and Paul and Binky and I don't remember. I'm sorry, Tatiana. Thank all y'all for sending super chats. I'll shout y'all out later. I'm in the groove right now. But thank all y'all for the super chats. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Throw out a donation. Double tap the screen. Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Big Ratchet back. We finna clean this shit up tonight. So let me ask y'all a question in the chat. And I'm not against nobody, and I'm not gonna get mad at y'all if y'all answer it a way that I don't, agree with. It don't matter how I feel. It matters how y'all feel. Y'all taking the content in. I'm gonna feel how I feel regardless. Do y'all trust the readers? If you do trust the readers, drop the gems. If you do not trust the readers, drop the caps. If you think that look, there's some fugazi shit going on, because some people were pointing out the fact that only a certain, and let me make this clear, it's making sense to me because only a few people had this information about her being unalived. And it's a tight-knit group of people in Philadelphia who knew that this girl was alive. Y'all heard a bunch of shit in the background. It's storming out here. Probably hear a bunch of, it's going to be hitting my window and shit like that. So it is what it is. It's supposed to be storming out here right now. What a time to be alive, right? It's storming as soon as we start. It ain't been raining all day. As soon as I start this live, it's going to start pouring down raining. All right. Salute to T-Bone for being a member for 36 months. Let's get the likes up and support the channel for all the great content. RG4L. Hey, I appreciate you, T-Bone, for being a member for 36 months. Y'all drop the flowers for T-Bone. Salute. Okay, let me know in the chat. Spam it. Spam it. Spam it. If you believe the readers and you trust them, drop the gems. If you do not trust the readers and you think they're capping, drop the cap. Let me see, because I do know there's a tight-knit group of people who all knew certain information about this young lady, that she was unalive, that she was kidnapped, where to find her, where to look for her. And these certain people is just, and then the tips were coming in. Led them right to the body. They already, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this. I no longer think the police are involved. I don't. After all the information I've been coming up with, I'm gonna have to apologize. No, look, Philly Police Department, y'all ain't shit. No, hold on. Let me tell you, y'all ain't shit. And y'all move like a tortoise. Y'all moving like a tortoise who just took a fifth of hen or some shit and smoked some CBD. But look, dead ass, I don't think Philadelphia Police Department was hiding anything. I don't think Philadelphia Police Department ran a play for this little girl. What I think happened was, I think everybody who was involved tried to clean up their own mess. And then once they figured out it can't be cleaned, they tried to kind of push them towards going to find something. And it was there once they went and looked for it. But only a certain few people knew it was there besides the people who put the body there. Are y'all with me? Are y'all following me? Are y'all staying with me? Because I'm finna go there tonight. It's only a certain amount of people who knew where to find this girl's body at and who even knew that she was unalive. Because remember, we were looking for a missing person. Well, I wasn't out there looking. I'm just saying in general, like the public was trying to, help find a missing girl. I mean, we all speculated that she was unalive, but certain people had key details, and the details, I don't believe all that reading and all that. Y'all know me. Y'all know how I get that. I don't believe in that shit. I believe in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I know I know what I ain't gonna say what he would say. I just know how the word says about certain things, and I trust the word, and I trust my Lord. I don't know who y'all pray to at night. I have no idea what y'all believe in, and this ain't a religious stream, and I'm not trying to get religious, but I believe in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. What does my hat say? Can y'all read my hat? Can y'all read that? Jesus saves. I don't trust nothing else, but I trust Jesus. I trust God. I trust my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I don't trust none of this stuff that's going on, especially in this motherfucking case. You understand it? I don't trust none of these motherfuckers. And the more I'm looking into this, the more I'm starting to think that a lot of these people are connected. Because there's a code in the streets of Philly. There's a code, and they go by the no snitch code out there in Philly. Because stuff can get real easily. Now notice, even when I did have certain people up here, no shade to them, but whenever they started saying, I think I know more people involved, but I'm not going to say who. If we're all uncovering a murder case and we're throwing out all the shit we throwing out, why would you want to save somebody? You're not cooperating with the cops. You've been in no contact with the police. And then certain people are like, well, the tips came from us. Now, when I'm going back and listening to my content and you're speculating that a tip came from you and they just went off of your live, I don't believe that. Did y'all call in a tip and say where this damn body was at? Because only a certain few people knew where this body was at, and he didn't tell. His brother didn't tell. So who else was involved in this shit? And then there's more bodies. There's more facts coming out. I'm just starting to look at this situation and not trust a motherfucking thing. Allegedly. But y'all can be the judge of that and say, yes, we heard just that. So definitely need to investigate those tips. Yeah, we definitely do need to investigate those tips. It says how they have the exact spot where she was found in the tip. Exactly. It says in the text message, show the girl said she was dead before anyone knew she was. That's what I'm saying. There's only a few people who, one, knew she was unalive, and two, knew where she was at. There's only a few people. And then when I go back and listen to, look, I don't give a fuck what nobody in here says. I'm convinced they ran a play with that, help, I'm right here. Ain't no spirit came out and said that shit. Man, I put that on, I'm willing to bet my entire YouTube check, which is 5 figures. I'm willing to bet my entire YouTube check that is bullshit and somebody was out there playing games. They were just scared because they don't want people to find out how involved they were. I'm not convinced. I know for a fact that wasn't no motherfucking spirit. I don't give a fuck when anybody in this room say, you're not going to convince me a spirit was screaming, help me, I'm right here in that damn school. No. Cap. Ain't no spirit came out and said that shit. Who just threw me up a super chat? The one and only Miss Williams. Has anybody seen Miss Williams? Has anybody seen Miss Williams? Sister Williams, excuse me. Has anybody seen Sister Williams? I believe my Ratchet knew because I think he meant news because his news is real. Salute to you. I appreciate you, Sister Williams. I mean, Miss Williams. Salute to you. I said that day one. They said, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just starting to look at everybody. I'm looking at everybody a little suspect right now, man. How much we got on the screen? We got $53, y'all. We 47 away from a honey bun. We $47 away from a honey bun. $100 tonight, y'all. Let's go ahead and get that support up. If not, just double tap that screen, get these likes up. We finna start with these videos. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. I did an update yesterday. There was a bunch of weird text messages that came out between Kada Scott and Keon King. And then There was the co-worker said that she went out to a black SUV. He wasn't in a black SUV. Who was in the black SUV, y'all? Can anybody in here tell me who went to her job at 10 o'clock or whenever that? They said it was around 10 p.m. This is what the co-worker said. Around 10 p.m., 9:45 or whatever time it was, somewhere around that vicinity of time. She went outside and there was a black SUV. And then once she went to the car, the SUV left immediately. Who was driving a black SUV at Kada Scott's job? Can anybody tell me? Who was driving the black SUV? Because it couldn't have been, what's his name? Keon. He stole a car and picked her up in some more shit. It's storming out here, y'all. It's gonna get real spooky tonight. Y'all see my background. Y'all see what's going on back here, man. It's gonna get real spooky in this motherfucker tonight. So, who picked her up? They said the Laws. Bree was stalking her. Ooh, Alexis Renee says Bree was stalking her. Well, they said the person who exposed Bree today, and salute to the person. I would like to talk to that person. I forgot your name. Somebody, I'm gonna have to go back and look at my history of my of YouTube. I'm gonna have to look and see. I forgot what the dude's name was. I would have shouted you. I cannot remember the fucking name. But I would like to talk to you because you had some information on Bree. It says once this happened, she kind of switched her whole lifestyle up, and she used to be with the whole hidden face and, you know, with the gown with the hidden face, and they were pointing out a bunch of shit that I didn't know about. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Now I'm looking at the shit like, wait, is this motherfucker? I don't know if you are involved or not. I'm not accusing you of anything. Again, I don't got a horse in this race. I don't got a dog in the fight. I don't got a horse in the race. So I'm only here to get the truth out. So once I'm looking at all this shit, and then I start to see certain cases that I've covered before, and the most invested people in the cases are always involved. That's just what I've been doing this for almost 5 years. January 1st, I've been doing this for 5 years. I've covered so many damn cases, you can't really get too much past me. So once I'm looking at how invested certain people, I don't know, man. We finna get to it, man. I don't know. Y'all just tell me what y'all think in the chat, man. Am I reaching? Do y'all think I'm reaching? Am I reaching, y'all? Yes or no? Just say it in the chat. If you say yes, I'm not mad. Trust me. If you think I'm reaching, cool. I'm not mad at that. Everybody can have their own opinion. Am I reaching, y'all? Yes or no? He said, you're good at this, Ratchet. Salute, Karma Girl. I said, no. I see a lot of people saying I'm not reaching. A lot of people saying, nah, you're not reaching, bruh. Salute to all my mods. Salute to all the green team, man. Salute, 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 salute. Let's get to it, man. We finna get to these videos, and we gonna chop it up about all this shit tonight, man. So, I don't know who's involved, but I just know that a lot of people moving real weird, right? So let's get ready to get to this. Hold on. Let's start right. Let me start right over here. Let's start right here. Hold on, y'all. All right. Let's get right here, man. And oh shit. My single dropped today, Heartbreak Season, on all platforms. Y'all make sure y'all go stream that Heartbreak Season by RatchetTV. It's on every streaming platform. Y'all make sure to go stream that for me, man. Run your boy RatchetTV up. All right, so we right here now, man. All right. Let's get to this. Let's get to this damn content, man. Let's get over here to this content, man. Man. Damn, that dude ugly, bro. I swear. Boy, that's a one ugly motherfucker, boy. I swear. All right. There we go. All right, I had to get my damn... Oops. Let me move this. All right, let's get ready to go. All right, y'all ready? If y'all ready to start, I need y'all to flood the chat with gems. Are y'all ready to start this damn live? Let me know in the chat. Double tap that screen. We need to get past 300 likes, man. We got too many people in here. We got 400 votes on the poll and only 287 likes on the video. Can everybody double tap that screen for me? Let's go. Double tap that screen. Let's go. Everybody, let's go. Oh, shit, my bad.
Our office as of the early morning hours into the early morning hours this morning did charge this individual with charges, the lead charge being kidnapping. You know, as we've said multiple times at this point, we do not have We do not know where Miss Scott is. So at this point, our lead charge is kidnapping. He did have a previous case. It was a 2025 case for very similar conduct, strangulation and kidnapping. That case had been withdrawn by our office based on the witness failing to appear at court. I pulled that file, and after an extensive review of it, our office made the decision to refile those charges. We believe there is...
Okay, now that's a problem I got with Philadelphia Police Department right there. This man was on camera kidnapping a girl, held her at gunpoint and beat the hell out of her, and then threw her out his car. You don't need a witness when it's caught on camera. That's just like going to rob a bank or something, or whatever else crime you commit. I'm not going to get into all we all understand where I'm going with this. If you go rob a bank and you don't have a mask on and they can clearly see your face and everybody knows it was you, ain't they just going to prosecute you regardless? You don't need the bank teller to come in and be like, oh yeah, it was him. No, I got you on video. I don't need a witness. No, at this point, I don't need a witness. So that's whenever his dad and his mom come into the picture because they're connected to law enforcement, allegedly, right? Even though I say I don't just think that Philadelphia Police Department just said, hey, y'all, we're just gonna cover this up. No. Now, are there some crooked police in Philly? Of course. Just like there's some crooked police in Dallas, crooked police in Los Angeles, crooked police in Chicago. Everywhere, every city and state you could think of, there's crooked police, right? So let's continue. Just understand where I'm going with all the content tonight. Let's go.
Enough to proceed, and we also do believe that this is a pattern for this person.
It's a pattern because you dropped the charges the first time, right? Like, come on, Philly DA. So Keon King was first charged with kidnapping. They couldn't find Kada Scott. They found Kada Scott. Now take a look at what CBS News in Philly is reporting tonight. Kada Scott, the woman found dead at an abandoned Philadelphia school after being reported missing, was killed by a gunshot wound to her head. A spokesperson for the city medical examiner's office confirmed on Thursday. The news comes a day after the office ruled the cause of death a homicide, leading to murder charges against Keon King, who was already charged with burning a vehicle that authorities say was used to transport Kada Scott's body. A lot of developments in this case. Let's bring in our think tank. Joining us, former sex crimes prosecutor for more than 3 decades, Stacey Hanowitz, attorney Ali Benevento, along with criminal defense attorney Sidney Rushing. Great to see everyone tonight. Okay, gunshot wound to the head. I'm a little bit surprised by that, Stacey. I thought this was going to be like a strangulation kind of situation. What does this tell you about the killer?
Well, first of all, I saw Larry Krasner do his press conference mea culpa yesterday. If anybody didn't see it, he had to come out because the pushback on this case, because this guy was out of custody, has been out of control. So am I shocked by what we're finding now? No. He had a previous case with kidnapping involving women, and I think there was strangulation before. He just chose a different method this time. But I think the Philly DA's office is under a lot of pressure now for just what you said. Dismissing those charges after the first time that this witness did not come to court. Highly unusual.
Yeah, highly unusual, especially, Ali, when you had a video of the crime.
Well, I mean, it makes it really difficult. I can't believe I'm coming to the defense of the DA right now, but it makes it very difficult to prosecute those types of cases when you don't have a cooperating witness. But I certainly understand now they're bringing that back. If they have the video evidence, they think they can prove it, then so be it. But, you know, it's very difficult for them to bring those cases when they don't have anyone to pursue them in the first place. And so it sounds like that's what happened.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, the consequences, like everyone said, have been tragic.
Yeah, when I was a prosecutor, though, we had these things. What did we call them? It starts with an S. What's the word? Oh, a subpoena.
Subpoena?
I would serve a subpoena on the witnesses so they would show up.
Yeah, he's onto something. Yeah, you just subpoena the witnesses, right? Put some pressure on them. This is open and shut. Philadelphia dropped the ball on this. Why? I mean, obviously his dad probably helped him get off of this damn case. His dad probably, because we all know his dad was a detective and then moved his way up to sergeant. Keon King's dad was a detective and made his way up to the sergeant in Philly.
And if they didn't show up the first time and they were crucial, we would send someone to go get them. That's how it works. It's like 101 prosecuting if you're a prosecutor, as opposed to being a criminal defense attorney pretending to be a prosecutor, which is what's happening in Philadelphia. Now, take a look at this new detail, Sydney. Video evidence suggesting that 2 people may have been involved in moving and burying the body of Kada Scott. Video footage from the area where Scott's body was found showed 2 people get out of a vehicle around 11:30 p.m. the night after she disappeared. Around 4 a.m., they are shown removing a heavy object consistent with a human body out of the passenger side of the car and then carrying it in the general direction where her body was recovered. So how much they got to lean on this other person? They got to find out who they are and lean on them, right? They're going to get a lot of information from this person.
Yeah, definitely, because as you know, seeing those things, it is circumstantial. So without having that person to say they were either involved and pointing it to Mr. King, shooting her and helping him move the body, they're going to have some issues. And like you were saying about, his prior case being dismissed, if they don't have the person there to testify and say that he did these things, they were against my will.
Man. So let's, my bad, hold on. It says something's going on with the damn video. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. Let's get back over here. All right. Something going on with this damn video. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, hold on. Something going on with that damn video. My bad, y'all. Anyway, so we all know that Philadelphia dropped the ball. So let's get over here to this video. Let's get over here to this one. Hold on. Let's get to this one. Let's get over here.
Arrive here at this memorial for Kada Scott, bringing with them flowers, pictures, and lighting candles. We've also seen people share prayers out here. Those who know her tell me that she was young and full of life and didn't deserve this.
I just came out here to say a prayer for her.
Outside Ada Lewis Middle School.
Her first job. You know what I mean? I gave her first job.
Separate stories brought Jay Shine Yancey and Aisha Gardner to the same spot, a memorial to honor 23-year-old Kada Scott.
I got a little emotional because I could feel it. I feel her spirit, and it's sad that she had to go through what she went through.
The memorial at the front of the vacant school's campus was glowing with candles, flowers, and pictures of Kada.
It's very sad, you know what I mean? Because she was always happy.
Just days after Kada's body was found on school grounds, the medical examiner's office confirmed Kada Scott died by homicide, a gunshot to her head. Keon King, the man arrested in connection to her disappearance, went before the judge today, now facing multiple charges, including murder, robbery, theft, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence.
Now, something that I have an issue with, why didn't we get to see his court? Why didn't we get to see it, y'all?
The family tells NBC 10 they're overwhelmed by all of the support.
It has definitely touched everyone, and I definitely appreciate everyone.
Kada's cousin, Ayanna Scott, is turning her pain into purpose, calling on the community to stand strong for others who are missing or going through traumatic situations.
I truly believe that we should come together as a community like this for any missing person or anything like that. We have to get back to just policing and protecting our own community.
While investigators are still searching for a second person in the case, those who know Kada say they hope her family can find peace.
She didn't deserve that. You could just let the girl go. Everybody loved her. She was a love of life.
King is being held without bail tonight. He is set to go back in court November 10th.
So he's going back to court on November 10th. Now, has anybody actually seen the timeline of events? Drop the gems if you did see this timeline. Drop the eyeballs if you have not seen this timeline. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to read it because it's too big. I mean, it's too much on the screen. But I do want to read this to y'all. So I just want to go over the timeline of events. On October 2nd, Scott received a text that read, "Yo, Kada, this is my new number," according to a criminal complaint. Scott then replied, "Who this?" The other person then identified himself as Kel. Investigators identified Kel as Keon King. October 3rd, 2025, around 11:30 p.m., Philadelphia police responded to 6600 Sprague Street for a vehicle theft in progress. A delivery driver told police they left a 2008 black Hyundai Accent hatchback running and unlocked, and a man dressed in all black entered the vehicle and drove off northbound. October 4th, 2025, at 10:07 a.m., Scott texted King, "Kidnap me again," to which King replied, "Better be up too." According to the criminal complaint, the two then planned to meet later that night, according to investigators. On October 4th, 2025, around 9:45 p.m., Scott left her family home along the 8300 block of Rodney Street in Philadelphia to head to her overnight shift at the Terrace Chestnut Hill, a nursing home at the 400 block of East Abington Avenue. A co-worker at the nursing home told police they last saw Scott around 10 p.m. that night outside her workplace. According to the co-worker, Scott appeared to be upset and was overheard saying, "I can't believe you're calling me about this ish." So who the hell was she talking to when she said that, y'all? Who was she talking to when she was outside mad saying, "I can't believe you're calling me about this ish"? Scott then walked toward a dark colored SUV that was parked outside the job. The SUV left immediately after, according to the criminal complaint. Now, that was not old boy. Sorry, that wasn't Keon. So this is where we got to put our thinking caps on, Ratchet Gang. If she's mad at this point, right? She's talking to somebody pissed off and saying, "I can't believe you're calling me about this." I don't think that she would go up to the car and get in the car with this dude that she's arguing on the phone with. So I don't think it was Keon. This is where we got to start thinking. There's other people involved in this shit, right? All right, so let's continue. According to the criminal complaint, Scott and King had one last text exchange at 10:09 p.m. that night that read, "Call me when you hear." So she's arguing with somebody else and then telling him to call. I think it was her boyfriend. This is what I think. Keon and her boyfriend had contact. This is my opinion. I think that her boyfriend, we need to find out what he drives. Who drives a black SUV? Can anybody in the chat tell me, has anyone confirmed who drives the black SUV? Who drives the black SUV? I believe it was the boyfriend. I could be wrong, but I believe the boyfriend. Okay? So let's keep going. Keep that in mind. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying this is what I believe. The new boyfriend, I believe he drove the black SUV and he called her pissed off and they were arguing outside. Next thing you know, Keon pulls up. So, okay. Let's see. According to the criminal complaint, Scott and King had one last text exchange at 10:09 p.m. She was arguing with somebody at 10 and then hit Keon up at 10:09 and said, "Call me when you hear." The phone that King allegedly used was registered to another person, investigators said. Police say the cell phone data showed King and Scott were together in the area of 495 East Abington Avenue around 10:15 p.m. that night and traveling eastbound toward Mount Pleasant Avenue. Investigators said there was a total of 12 phone calls made from Scott's phone between 9:25 p.m. and 10:12 p.m. that night. After 10:24 p.m., there was no more contact with her phone, according to the criminal complaint. Surveillance video then showed a dark-colored vehicle pulling into the parking lot of the Aubrey Recreation Center at 10:28 p.m. that night and backing into a parking spot near the playground across the driveway from the vacant Ada H. Lewis Middle School on the 6100 block of Ardley Street. Police believe the vehicle was the stolen Hyundai Accent, according to the criminal complaint. A person was spotted in the surveillance video exiting the vehicle and walking through the playground towards the fence line between the rec center and the school. Cell phone data also showed that King traveled to the Arboretum on 1 Aubrey Road in Philadelphia's Germantown neighborhood around 11 p.m. that night before returning to the area of 5500 Belmar Terrace, according to investigators. October 5th, 2025, the next day, on October 5th, Scott's family reported to police that she was missing after she never returned home from work. Later that night at 11:39 p.m., a vehicle pulled into the parking lot of the Aubrey Recreation Center. That vehicle parked near what appeared to be King's Toyota Camry, according to the criminal complaint. Surveillance video then showed two people exit the Camry. One of the individuals was on foot, while the other appeared to be riding a motorized scooter or an e-bike. So let's stop right there and let's go back. It said surveillance video showed, it says there was a dark colored vehicle which appeared to be the Camry that pulled up into the parking lot of the Aubrey Recreation Center. And then they saw two people get out. One was on foot, one was on an e-bike. I mean, I thought he was just in a car. How the fuck he go from a car to an e-bike? You know what I'm saying? How the hell you go from jumping out of a car to getting on an e-bike? Did you have an e-bike inside of a Camry? Did you have a motorized vehicle inside of a Camry? No, that shows me there's three people there. I don't know what's going on, but this is loose. But then let's get back to it. It says surveillance video then showed two people exit the Camry. One of the individuals was on foot, while the other appeared to be riding a motorized scooter or an e-bike, investigators said. Both people then left out of view of the surveillance camera while the vehicle remained parked at the location. October 6, 2025. The two individuals returned to the vehicle in the parking lot at 3:56 a.m. on October 6, investigators said. The two people then emerged from the playground and approached the area where the Toyota Camry had been parked, according to investigators. One of the individuals motioned towards the other vehicle parked in the area. So there's two vehicles with three people. I told y'all there was three people involved in this. So two vehicles, three people, and a scooter. What the fuck is going on? But anyway, let's see. It said the two people then emerged from the playground and approached the area where the Toyota Camry had been parked, according to investigators. One of the individuals motioned towards the other vehicle that was parked in the area. The second vehicle then exited the parking lot. The two individuals then approached the Toyota Camry and removed a heavy object consistent with a human body from the passenger side, according to the criminal complaint. They then carried the object towards the playground area, according to investigators. About half an hour later, around 4:25 a.m., the two individuals approached the Toyota Camry and entered it for a short time before exiting and walking back into the playground area and out of view of the surveillance camera for about a minute and a half, investigators said. Police said cell phone data showed that King also traveled from Belmar Terrace into the city that day. Belmar Terrace into Center City that day. They determined King was driving a 1999 Toyota Camry that was registered to him. King was scheduled to appear in court that day on an unrelated charge, officials said. King also stopped in the area of 2100 block of South 60th Street that night around 6:13 p.m., according to the criminal complaint. October 7th, 2025, at around 2:48 a.m., a person was spotted running from the playground area of the rec center and entering the driver's seat of the Toyota Camry before driving off. Investigators said shortly after around 3 a.m. that morning, police responded to a report of a burned Hyundai Accent on the 2300 block of 7th Avenue. When they arrived, they discovered the car no longer at the location, but instead had been compacted at a nearby junkyard. Through surveillance video from the rec center and cell phone data, officials determined King used the stolen vehicle to move Scott's body and that he also set the car on fire. So that right there, if you already moved the body and they got they were moving that body around trying to figure out the perfect spot for it. So now we know for sure he had that body in that car and they were moving it from place to place. And he had help of at least two other people, because somebody was driving another car aiding and abetting, and somebody was in the car with him. We don't know how many people was in the other car because they never said in the complaint that anybody ever got out of that car. So we don't know how many people, but there's at least two. Yeah, there's at least two other people besides Keon. But didn't I tell y'all that last time I went live? I said I got word through some sources that it was going to be three more arrests made, but no less than 2. Because I told y'all, besides Keon, there was at least 2 more people out there. And it comes out, your boy Big Ratchet, right on the money again. And I still say there was a girl after the fact and 2 males during the fact. But we'll leave that to the police. On October 10th, investigators searched through the Arboretum but didn't find Scott. Surveillance video also showed King's Toyota Camry arriving at Gypsy Lane condominiums on the 4,000 block of Gypsy Lane around 3 p.m. that day. Police said King was spotted on video repeatedly exiting the car, accessing the trunk, and leaving the car. Sources also told NBC 10 King has family members who live at the complex. On October 14, 2025, after police identified King as a suspect in Scott's disappearance, he surrendered to the police on Tuesday, October 14th. He was charged with kidnapping for ransom. Kidnapping for ransom? What the fuck? Where did that come from? Where did kidnapping from ransom come from? Did he? I never heard no word that he called the mama or the daddy requesting money. Ain't that I mean, I ain't the smartest dude in the room, but I think I'm pretty fucking smart. Doesn't kidnapping for ransom mean you called somebody and wanted some money for the safe return of something? If I'm holding somebody for ransom, that means I need money in exchange to get this person back to you safely. Isn't that what that means? So they're saying on October 14th, he turned himself in, but he was charged with kidnapping for ransom, false imprisonment, criminal use of communication facility, stalking, recklessly endangering another person, and tampering with physical evidence. King was placed in custody at the Quran from Hold Correction Facility, where he is being held on $2.5 million bail. On October 15, 2025, police announced King's arrest during a press conference on Wednesday, October 15th. They then released surveillance photos of King's vehicle, the gold Toyota Camry. Police then responded to Ada H. Lewis Middle School later that day after receiving a tip. They recovered a cell phone case. Okay, wait. So y'all already went there on the 10th and nothing was there. Okay. Now, 5 days later, they received a tip. This is where these readers come in and all these other weird ass people that were sending in these fucking tips with all this information. So you pointed them back to the place. So this is why I don't blame Philadelphia Police Department, because they did search the fucking area and nothing was there. Now they go back 5 days later and they start recovering evidence. You see what I'm saying? So as much as we can blame Philly for dropping the ball on King the first time, this time around, they were only going off of a tip. They go out there to search for a body and nothing is there. Then 5 days later, they get a tip saying, oh, go back to the school. They go back to the school and then boom. Now they're saying they found some items that belong to her. They said they recovered a cell phone case outside the school, according to sources. Later that Wednesday afternoon, police received another tip and responded to Gypsy Lane condominiums. That's where they found the Toyota Camry in the parking lot. Police towed the vehicle and searched through it, but didn't find Scott. So boom, right there, they get a tip to go to the school. Now you get a tip to go to Gypsy Lane, and that's where the car is at. So who the fuck is sending in all these damn tips? Who is sending in these tips? Y'all tell me in the chat, who is sending in these fucking tips? I'm going to say, this is what the readers come. All right, but anyway, we're going to get back to that. October 17th, 2025. Community members and Scott's family members who had been searching for Scott since her disappearance said they found signs of a point of interest at the Ada H. Lewis Middle School, such as fresh dirt and a strange smell. This is community members that were searching for her said this. Then later that Friday around 10 p.m., police received a very specific anonymous tip regarding Scott's whereabouts. October 18, 2025, police returned to the Ada H. Lewis Middle School on Saturday, October 18th. They then found the body of an unidentified woman in a shallow grave in a wooded area near the school. The body appeared to be around a week old or less. Deputy Commissioner of the Philadelphia Police Department, John Stanford, said at the time, October 19, 2025, the human remains were identified as Scott by the medical examiner's office using DNA evidence. Sources confirmed with NBC 10 that same day, the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office approved new charges against King, including arson, causing catastrophe, conspiracy, unauthorized use of an automobile, tampering with evidence, recklessly endangering another person, and receiving stolen property. October 20th, 2025, officials announced the second set of charges against King. Assistant District Attorney Ashley Takalowski, I don't know how to say that, also said Monday that other people may have been involved in Scott's disappearance. At this time, we did charge conspiracy, so we do have reason to believe that other people, let me turn my mic down a little bit. We do have reason to believe that other people may be involved after the fact, but who they are and the level of involvement, not going to comment at this time, she said. October 22nd, 2025, officials announced that Scott's death was ruled a homicide. They also announced that King is now charged with unaliving, robbery, theft, violation of the Uniform Firearms Act, possessing an instrument of crime, tampering with evidence, abuse of a corpse, conspiracy, and obstruction of justice. While King is in custody, officials are still asking the public for tips and any other victims of King to come forward. October 23rd, 2025, the Philadelphia Medical Examiner revealed Scott died from a gunshot wound to the head. What we know about Keon King. King had a criminal record prior to his alleged involvement in Scott's kidnapping and unaliving, investigators said. Keon kidnapped and assaulted another victim earlier in the year. Videos posted on social media show a man who investigators identified as King hopping a fence and walking up to a window of a North Philadelphia home. The woman recorded the video and tells King to leave before telling another woman to call the police. Officials said the video then shows King walking to the side of the home, peering into another window and trying to get inside, according to investigators. The video was recorded earlier this year, about an hour before King allegedly kidnapped a woman, threw her into a car, assaulted her, then left her out of the vehicle. Investigators described that incident as domestic in nature. And they said that King's 2-year-old child was in the back seat of the car during the incident. So he has a 2-year-old child, gang. Ultimately, when the complaining witness and eyewitness on that case stepped out of the property later that day, that is when he kidnapped her, according to that's when the kidnapping occurred, and he grabbed the victim, put her in the car, drove away, and assaulted her, she said. While King was charged for that incident, the case was withdrawn in May 2025 because the victim didn't show up to court, officials said. In this specific case, what I can tell you is that after the first listing, when the victim failed to appear, the case was marked what is called must be tried, which is a little bit of a court lingo, but basically saying if it's not tried by the next listing, it'll either be dismissed or withdrawn. And that's what they said during the press conference on Wednesday. It was marked that way after the first listing when she didn't appear in court. And then the second listing, when again, we didn't have a witness or a victim in court. It was at that point, it was withdrawn, given the previous marking. The charges against King in connection to the earlier kidnapping were refiled on Tuesday, October 14th, following his arrest and Scott's disappearance, officials said. Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner, who has faced criticism over the withdrawal of King's earlier kidnapping case, placed the blame on the cash bail system. Krasner claimed his office had requested nearly $1 million bail for King in the initial kidnapping case. $1 million minus $1 bail, and we did not get it. We don't set bail, judges do. The bail was set at $200,000, Krasner said. Why? Well, probably because the commissioner who set the bail probably imagined that was enough to hold Keon King in custody, but it wasn't. Keon King had access to a lot of money, and so he paid the $20,000 bail almost immediately and was out of custody. As a consequence of that, all right, this is the problem with cash bail. Krasner claimed that the victims are less likely to appear in court if they know that the suspect is not in custody. The victim is more likely to walk in door of the courthouse and testify if the victim knows that the defendant can't walk right out behind her if he's locked up, he said. Well, he wasn't locked up here. And let's see, let's go down here. They got talking about the vigil. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it on all those charges with Keon. And yeah, like I said, they dropped the ball big time on this, man. They dropped and I'm talking about they dropped that damn ball big time. Hold on, let me go back over here. Let's get back over here. Let me move this. All right, let's go back over here. Let's get these damn videos ready, gang. Let's go ahead and get these damn videos going. We got a lot to talk about, man. We got a lot to talk about. Let's go.
Now, for the very first time, we are hearing from Keon King's lawyer. King is the man accused of killing 23-year-old Kada Scott and burying her in a shallow grave in the woods behind Ada Lewis Middle School. Tonight, the community is coming together to honor Scott again, whose remains were discovered last week. Jen?
Get the likes up, y'all. Everybody double tap their screen and get these likes up. Double tap their screen and get these likes up, y'all.
Don, the community started gathering about half an hour ago here at Ada Lewis Middle School. You can hear some loud music here. There is a DJ for this event, and people were asked to bring blue or brown balloons in honor of Kada Scott. Now, you mentioned Keon King's lawyer, Shaka Johnson. He has been facing criticism in recent days for representing King. He went on a radio interview today to defend himself.
Online petitions to have me removed from the case because they don't want me representing this gentleman.
Criminal defense lawyer Shaka Johnson spoke with WDAS-FM host Frankie Darcell this afternoon on the Kada Scott case. He's representing the accused Keon King.
I listen for God's voice when I am deciding whether to take a case. Is that what you did here? Most definitely.
King.
He said he listened to God's voice. He said, I listened to God's voice before I took this case. So Shaka Johnson is the lawyer on this case. And he said God led him to take this case, y'all.
In trouble with the law and now faces a long list of charges, including murder, kidnapping, conspiracy, abuse of corpse, and tampering with evidence.
But as a black man, you took this case. Yes. And there are people who are angry or salty or disappointed about that. What do you say to that? When it's a black man, when it's a black attorney, and I'm speaking for a lot of black attorneys who may not be saying this publicly, but they've been all on my phone privately. We are held to a different standard for whatever reason. I'm a professional. I took an oath. Just like doctors take a Hippocratic oath, I took an oath to represent the people that are in my wheelhouse of business.
Kada Scott was last seen the night of October 4th at her job, the terrace at Chestnut Hill Senior Living. Court documents say the 23-year-old was texting with King moments before she disappeared. And surveillance video at the Aubrey Rec Center captured King's gold Toyota Camry and two people carrying a heavy object consistent with a human body. Police recovered Scott's remains October 18th in the woods behind the former Ada Lewis Middle School, where a memorial has been growing ever since.
Just shows the impact that she had on people's lives when she was living, as she was going through her journey. It's just sad to see that her journey was cut short the way that it has been, and by another young person.
King was arraigned this week on the new charges, including murder, and is being held without bail.
Hopefully he's man enough to accept his own actions and stand up and not have to put the family through any more additional pain. This is not about money. This is not about money. I've been getting coins a long time. This is not about money. Okay, I'm just going to be very frank about it.
So he's saying this ain't even about money. I think that he's doing this for free. I think he's trying to get Keon off. No, did he? I think he's trying to get Keon off these charges. He's definitely trying to maneuver this, and he represented him on his last case. This is a family friend from what I'm being told. Keon got connections in high places. Just like when he had that $20,000 bail, boom, just like that. He paid that shit instantly because they said he had access to a lot of money. How? His family. He's connected.
This is not about clout chasing or needing to somehow be in the public eye with a high profile case.
And we do want to point out we put in requests to Shaka Johnson for an interview as well and are still waiting for a response on that. Now, Kada Scott's family did set up a memorial and justice funds on GoFundMe, and it is over $23,000 and counting. Certainly a lot of community members sympathizing and sending their condolences to the family. As you see, a lot of them are now gathered over there to get this event underway. We're expecting it to wrap up around 6:30, so we'll have another live look for you coming up in about 1 hour. Jason?
All right, Jen Lee, great reporting on this. You've been on this story all week for us. Continued good work.
So that right there shows you his lawyer is speaking out now. And his lawyer got some shit to say, allegedly.
What's up, everybody? Today I'm about to go shop.
Oh, no, that's not the one I'm looking for. I'll get to that one later. Hold on, we get to that one later. Let's continue.
New this morning, the Philadelphia medical examiner announcing Kada Scott's cause of death, a gunshot wound to the head. Keon King is accused of killing Scott and appeared in court Thursday morning for new charges, including murder, tampering with evidence, conspiracy, and abuse of corpse. King was previously charged with kidnapping and arson in Scott's disappearance. 23-year-old Scott was reported missing October 4th. Police discovered her remains in a wooded area 2 weeks later, October 18th, behind the vacant Ada Lewis Middle School. New court documents released this week say Scott and King shared text messages the day she disappeared. Detectives say King's cell phone movement and activity place him at each step of the criminal timeline developed in the homicide investigation. Police also have video evidence of a stolen black Hyundai Accent parked at the Aubrey Rec Center next to the old middle school. Investigators believe Scott's body was in that car. Surveillance video going into the early morning hours October 6 allegedly shows two people removing a heavy object consistent with a human body. Police say they're seen on video carrying the object in the direction where Scott's remains were found. King's gold Toyota Camry was also captured on video leaving the rec center while two people were on foot. As a result, police believe there could be two accomplices involved. On October 7th, police...
What did I tell y'all? Y'all hear that? Your boy Big Ratchet be on... Boy, I swear I be on them. I should be a goddamn psychic. I shouldn't read or listen to nobody reading shit. I just need to listen to my damn self. I told y'all it was going to be 3 people out there that night. I said 3 people was out there that night. Boom. Listen.
Leaving the rec center, police say they're seen on video carrying the object in the direction. October 6 allegedly shows 2 people removing a heavy object consistent with a human body. Police say they're seen on video carrying the object in the direction where Scott's remains were found. King's gold Toyota Camry was also captured on video leaving the rec center while 2 people were on foot. As a result, police believe there could be 2 accomplices involved. On October 7th, police believe King moved the stolen Hyundai Accent about a mile north of the rec center to set it on fire. Again, King will continue to be held without bail. We have reached out to his lawyer and we're told no comment at this time. The Philadelphia District Attorney's Office says their CARES unit and Victim Services unit is working with Kada Scott's family as well as the community to provide support following this horrific crime. At the Criminal Justice Center, Jennifer Lee, Fox 29 News.
Do y'all want your boy RatchetTV to solve this case? I need y'all to do me. Who is from Philly in here? Do I have anybody in the Philadelphia area in here right now with a raise of hands? Just raise your hand or just say me or something. Who is out here from Philly right now? Do I got somebody from Philly? Tell me right now. Who is here from Philly? Okay, I see we got a bunch of people from Philly. Okay, do me a favor, Philadelphia. I'm going to solve this damn case. Send me Gabby's information right now. Send me all her information. That's all I need. I don't need nothing else but Gabby's information. And I'm going to show y'all some shit. Nobody else can do what I'm going to do. Y'all know I've done it in every damn case. Just send me her information. First, middle, last. Whoop-de-whoop-de. I can't say it all what I need, but y'all know what I need. Get me the damn information. I'm going to fuck her world up. Just watch. Watch what I do and watch the pressure I put on everybody. That's all I need is her information. Somebody just send me her information. Give me until tomorrow. Give me until tomorrow night. If you can get me her information by the time I end this live tonight, which is going to be a couple hours from now, but just give me the information by, it's 9:41 my time. I need it by 11 o'clock. And if I can have it by the time I get off live, I'm going to have everything y'all need with that girl tomorrow. Just watch. Let's continue. I got your ass, Gabby. It's over.
Just released the cause of death for Kada Scott. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Donovan. It was just yesterday that we learned Scott's death had been ruled a homicide. The man accused of abducting her is also now charged with her murder. Chief investigative reporter Joe Holden is live at the Criminal Justice Center with the breaking details. Good afternoon, Joe.
Hi, Jim. Good afternoon. So I just left the basement of the Criminal Justice Center where we expected any moment Keon King to appear over closed circuit television for his arraignment hearing where there will be bail and there will be discussions about some of these charges he is now facing, including murder, robbery, abuse of a corpse, conspiracy, as well as firearms charges. So now, as you've mentioned, the medical examiner also releasing the cause of death. We've learned that Kada Scott died by a gunshot wound to the head. King is accused of fatally shooting Kada Scott within a 20-minute period of time after the two met up outside her place of work in Chestnut Hill. A co-worker told police Scott was on the phone when leaving work and appeared to be upset. That was the night of October 4th. Investigators have been fearing.
That's when they set her up. It wasn't Keon she was on the phone with or the... Look, this is how slow some people are. A lot of people believe she was arguing with Keon. If she was arguing with Keon, investigators would have said it was his phone. They identified everything between Keon and her, every exchange between them. And they would have just said, you think they haven't subpoenaed them phone records yet? It don't take but a couple of hours to get the subpoena in. I mean, once you subpoena the phone records, it comes right in. It ain't hard. All they got to do is say, hey, look, AT&T, I need some phone records for this number right here and this number right here. I need all the text messages from this point to this point. Send me, I'm subpoenaing, I need this within an hour. They can get it right back. AT&T gonna hit it right back to them. It was not Keon she was on the phone with. Keon and her were having a pleasant conversation. She's telling him kidnap me again because she's arguing with her motherfucking boyfriend. That's the motherfucker we need to be looking into. The nigga who took her on the first date and took her to the woods and took her to the exact spot that she was unalived at. That's the motherfucker who I think helped him. The two accomplices, I believe, is his brother and her boyfriend. And I think that her boyfriend found out about her and Keon because I think her and Keon were sexually active. I think her and Keon have been not dating, but I think they've been fooling around. And I think Keon caught feelings, found out about the boyfriend, hit boyfriend up, told him some shit. Boyfriend hit her up, pissed off. She's like, I can't believe you calling me about this shit. Now she finna go dip off with him. And I think the boyfriend had other plans. I think he popped out and showed out that night. I could be wrong, but let's continue.
Furiously working backwards to build a case and explain what happened to Kada Scott after she disappeared. Prosecutors and police still haven't said how long the two knew each other or why she got into his car that night. Investigators revealed text messages and phone calls between the two in court filings, which were made public yesterday. Prosecutors have not provided a possible motive. Court records allege Keon King and an accomplice placed a heavy object consistent with a human body at the location where Kada Scott was later found by investigators. She had been buried in a shallow grave. Police are looking for as many as 2 other people connected to the case. King, according...
2 other people connected to the case. Who the fuck is gonna move a dead body with somebody they don't got nothing to do with this shit? Y'all gotta use y'all motherfucking brain. I don't think so, Ratchet. You wrong on that one. I don't think so, man. Shut your goofy ass up. That's why I'm on this side of the motherfucking screen. Cause I know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you pull up to my house with a dead body in the car, guess what the fuck I'm doing? Calling 12. I'm like, oh yeah. I'll be right out there. Give me 1 second. 911. A motherfucker's outside my house with a body in his car. Please come remove this motherfucker and this body. I don't want nothing to do with this shit. I'm not finna go out there in no woods and start digging up no. I ain't got nothing to do with this shit. You're not finna get me to the hell no. Unless you got something invested into this shit, you're not going out there moving a motherfucking thing. if somebody pull up to y'all house right now with a body in the car in the passenger seat and say, hey man, I need some help moving this body, what you gonna do? Take your goofy ass out there and dig a hole if you want to. Get in that goddamn car if you want to and watch. You're going to be in the same position these motherfuckers finna be in.
The court records declined to be interviewed by homicide detectives. It is unclear if King's lawyer will be appearing for this arraignment. Court records show that Ashaka Johnson, we've reached out to him repeatedly and have not heard back. We're live outside the CJC. This is Joe Holden, CBS News Philadelphia. Jim.
They said, I say the boyfriend, King, and Gabby. Well, see, Gabby could have been the one driving the other car. It was only Keon. They only have Keon and another male moving the body, but there was another car that pulled off, and it was two other people on foot. So it could very well be Gabby. Now, I could be wrong about that, but it was Keon and at least one other male. But they know it's three people involved. They know Keon and the person moving the body, and there was another person who I believe was driving that black SUV that pulled up to her job, and she was pissed off because they said the SUV pulls up to the job and then boom, the SUV left immediately. Then Keon comes. So who the fuck was? Now I promise y'all, if you do your due diligence, which I'm gonna do on the boyfriend, somebody send me his Instagram and his Facebook right now. Somebody send me the boyfriend's Instagram. Somebody send me the boyfriend's Facebook. Give me the boyfriend's name. Give me Gabby's name. We finna solve this shit. I'm tired of everybody clout chasing off this shit. All this fugazi shit they doing online. I'm fixing to get results. Watch what I do. I ain't finna play with y'all in Philly. I'm finna tear Philly the fuck up. Y'all finna have Philly so fucked up. Watch what I do to Philly. Just watch.
Right now at 11 murder charges in the death of Kada Scott. The man suspected of kidnapping her is now accused of killing her. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jacqueline London.
I'm Fred Shropshire. While investigators have not yet revealed how she died, we are learning more about the conversations leading up to her.
Somebody said the text app name came back to Melanie. Yeah, that's who the phone was registered to.
It's been a long month for the Scott family. Scott was reported missing after she vanished 18 days ago during her overnight shift at a nursing home in Northeast Philadelphia. And then on October 14th, Keon King turned himself over to police. He was charged with kidnapping.
And the very next day, police searched near an abandoned school. There was no sign of Kada Scott in that area. A tip led police back to that same area 4 days later. And that's when Scott's...
And you know the tips are coming in from the people involved. Nobody else is sending no motherfucking anonymous tip with these detailed information. The people who got away with helping with the body, or the people that they told that they helped move the body, are the people who sent in the tips. Stay woke.
Body was found. Then King faced another round of charges. That brings us to this afternoon when police announced a third set of charges against King. He is facing about 20 charges in all, including murder, abuse of a corpse, arson, stalking, and robbery.
The investigation is far from over. Court documents give us a closer look at the last text messages leading up to her disappearance and death. NBC 10 Shair Arias is live in Germantown, where the city hosted a safety meeting blocks away from where Scott's body was found. What did they say about the case, Shair?
Fred, great question, because the first thing that Mayor Sherelle Parker said was that she was not going to get into the investigation or give details about the investigation of Kada Scott. But what we are able to see with these court documents was that last conversation, what Kada was saying to King that night that she disappeared.
It's heartbreaking for what happened to Jada and her family.
Kathy Warsinger was one of the many people who lives in Germantown to show up to Wednesday night's Community Safety Town Hall meeting. The same community that continues to grapple with the trauma of recently losing one of their own, 23-year-old Kada Scott.
This was someone that we all, in some way or another, connected to.
On Wednesday, 21-year-old Keon King, who was recently charged with kidnapping Scott, was charged with murder and other offenses after officials ruled Scott's cause of death a homicide. Court documents obtained by our news partners at KYW detail
that crazy ass lady.
Evidence.
That crazy ass lady said Jade.
This is King's cell phone where Kada was last seen, as well where her body was found. According to the documents, on October 4th, the night Scott disappeared, as she was on her way to work in Chestnut Hill, she received a dozen calls from a number linked to King. Investigators say King texted Kada, letting her know he had a new number. Kada asked who it was. King then replied, Kel, as the two made plans to meet up. That same night, Kada wrote, kidnap me again. King replied, better be up to. Officials say their last exchange was at 10:09, when Kada texted King to call her when he arrived. A co-worker of Scott told police they heard Scott upset that night. Police say Scott was last seen leaving her job in a 2008 Hyundai. The same vehicle police say was stolen and later intentionally set on fire on October 7th.
Man. And then here's something else that bothers me. He telling her his name Kale, and then that egghead ass girl Gabby talking about, I have his number saved as Elliot in my phone because that's what everybody call. Where the fuck you get Elliot from Keon? It's easier to just say Keon, which is 4 fucking letters. Girl, shut your peanut head ass up. Talking about, everybody calls him. Nobody call that motherfucker Elliot. Who the fuck gonna go by Elliot? What nigga you know go by Elliot? Don't nobody even want, even if that is your name, don't nobody want to be called no damn Elliot. Hey man, just call me, my name Keon, but you just call me Elliot for short. Shut your dumb ass up. Yeah, my name Keon, bro, but you just call me Elliot for short. Man, I'll slap the fucking dreads off your head, boy. Fuck you talking about Elliot. Girl, shut the hell up. Everybody called him Elliot. That's his catfish name. Nobody call that nigga no damn Elliot. And Kale. It's your weird ass on, dog.
Less than an hour ago, the Philadelphia Health Department announced that Kada Scott died of a gunshot wound to the head. While we know how she died, there's still so many questions about why she was killed.
NBC 10's Lily Zhang live for us in East Germantown with details and a closer look at what court documents show about her final hours alive. Zizi, Lily.
Hey there, good morning to you guys. The cause of death was revealed after investigators had talked a little bit about the evidence they've collected so far. So we're talking about phone activity, cell phone activity, surveillance video, all kind of detailing what we know so far about this case. You can see behind us that there is a growing memorial for Kada Scott. Now, we spoke with some members of the community a little earlier. They say the evidence revealed so far has raised concerns, and so many people in the community already had a lot of questions about safety.
Looking, I don't know if you can pan over there, but you'll see how dark it is. There's no monitoring. You just found a body over here, so why don't you have this entire place illuminated and have it monitored?
Some of the only light Thursday morning came from this memorial outside Ada Lewis Middle. It's in memory of Kada Scott. The 23-year-old woman's remains were found near the vacant middle school Saturday, 2 weeks after she disappeared. The ME confirmed Thursday she was shot in the head.
You have all of these areas that should be cleaned up, should have 24-hour surveillance, and they're not. And my question to elected city officials is, what are you doing to ensure the safety of all residents, not just when something like this happens?
James Bronner grew up in the area and has been following this case. Scott disappeared from her senior living facility job in Chestnut Hill on October 4th. It's the same day court documents revealed 12 calls were made between Scott and Keon King, the man now charged with murder. Text messages include one from Scott reading, "Kidnap me again," with King allegedly replying, "Better be up to." It's followed up by Scott telling him to call her when he arrived. According to court documents, Scott's co-worker told detectives she was upset that night and said over the phone, "I can't believe you're calling me about this." This was before she allegedly walked towards a car parked outside of their job just before 10:15. Scott's phone went dead 9 minutes later.
Recovering Kada's body was not the outcome we had hoped for, but we are grateful that we were able to bring her home.
Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel addressed the case last night at a safety town hall, vowing to hold anyone involved accountable. On the night of Scott's disappearance, investigators say surveillance video shows King getting out of a stolen black Hyundai at a rec center near Ada Lewis. Not long after Scott's phone died, he leaves it there, coming back the next night with someone else, this time in a gold Camry, which has since been towed by police. The two seemed to remove something heavy from the Hyundai towards where Scott's remains were found. Then, on the morning of October 7th, King goes back to the Hyundai, allegedly driving off with it.
Man. Somebody from Philly keeps calling my damn phone. Let's see who the hell this is, man. Somebody from Philly just keep calling my damn phone, man.
The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Oh, you gonna be available. You call from your real number. You better pick up this damn phone, whoever this is from Philly, man. I don't know who he is, but what the hell somebody from Philly calling my phone for, man? And how y'all get my damn number? Yeah, somebody from a 215 area code. That's Philly. Say Philadelphia, PA. They called me like 5 times, then started blocking their number
Your
out.
call has been forwarded to voice.
All right, it's all good. Don't worry about it. You forgot I got all this. I got all the technology and software to figure out who the and you calling from my iPhone. And you calling me from my iPhone. Look, man, I'm telling y'all, bro, I'm the wrong nigga to play games with, fam. I'm telling you straight up. I'm the actually, you know what? You got the right one. You got the right one. Don't worry about it. You got the right one.
Before Keon King was ever arrested, before Kada Scott's body was found, before anyone knew what really happened, her aunt made a prediction. Aunt Bree White, who describes herself as a seer, went on social media and told people what she believed happened to her niece. And one of the things she said was this.
2 other people involved. It's a female. I know one female person, but there's some jealousy things going on.
Most people didn't pay much attention to that detail at the time. But after DNA confirmed that the body found in a shallow grave behind an abandoned school was indeed Kada Scott.
Right now, we're outside the Philadelphia Medical Examiner's office where they have been working to identify that body that was found yesterday. And tonight, our NBC 10 investigators have learned through their sources that body was Kada Scott. It was just sad. People living near East Germantown reacting after human remains were found behind Ada Lewis Middle School. On Sunday, 2 sources familiar with the investigation tell NBC 10 investigators that the remains have been identified as Kada Scott using DNA evidence.
I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't even know what to say. I'm just like seriously in shock.
After new charges were announced against Keon King, including arson. After the internet started digging, information surfaced that brought that prediction back into focus. October 18th, 2025. An anonymous caller told police, "Please go back. They missed her." They gave an exact location. Officers found Kada's body in a shallow grave behind Ada Lewis Middle School. DNA testing confirmed it was her. 99.9% match to her parents. But then a video started circulating online. A young woman named Gabby explaining her connection to this case. And suddenly, questions started being asked about who else might have known what was going to happen. Let me show you what Gabby said.
Hi, my name is Gabby, and I'm going to be discussing some of the misinformations that are going around in the internet regarding me and the Kada Scott situation. So if you are unaware, Kada Scott is a girl that went missing in Philadelphia on October 4th. So I did know Keon. He was my friend. I met him about 4 or 5 years ago, and he was also the local pharmacist. Now, me and my best friend, we were also mutual friends with Keon. He was our pharmacist. So one day Keon calls me, and keep in mind I am in school, I am in Maryland, and he will usually just call me, just to check up and talk. So he calls me and he asks me if I know Kada. And I'm like, yeah, I know Kada. And he's like, oh yeah, I noticed that she lives really close to you. I'm like, yeah, she lived right in the back of me. And I'm not thinking nothing of it because he usually calls me and, we just be chatting. He'll call me about the people that be around because he is the pharmacist.
He calls me about the people that be around because he's a pharmacist. Girl, shut your ugly ass up.
In the neighborhood, and he be in my neighborhood. So we hang up the phone, and that was that. We were only on the phone for 29 seconds. So you can see that this is the day that he called me, and this was before Kada went missing. And we were only on the phone for 29 seconds. Also, I know that his name says Elliot in my phone. That's just what we call him. So a couple of days after that, my best friend calls me, and we're just talking about.
Let's get to part 2 of this shit, man. I need somebody to look. Hey, somebody hit me up on Instagram. I'm finna send you this number to look up while I'm on live because I can't do it while I'm on live. But I'm finna find out who the fuck this is from Philly trying to contact me. Somebody DM me on Instagram. I'm finna send you this number.
And I mentioned to her how Keon brought up Kada to me. I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, oh yeah, he was probably trying to flirt with her. He's probably trying to get at her. Mind you, me and my best friend, we know Kada because we grew up with her little sister. Now, we didn't know Kada personally because, again, we grew up with her little sister. We were around 12, 11 years old. Kada, she was much older than us, so we didn't really talk to her. So my best friend was like, oh yeah, like he probably thought she was cute, and that was that. So right here is the day that I called my best friend and told her that, Keon was trying to get at Kada. This is before she went missing. So a couple days, maybe a week after that, it was reported on October 4th that Kada is missing. So keep in mind, I am in Maryland, so I'm not really into all the Philadelphia news that be going on, so I'm not knowing that Kada is missing until my best friend sends me a text and says that Kada is missing. So this is the day that my best friend tells me that Kada is missing on October 9th. So I'm in my friend's dorm and I call Keon and it's a lot of music and a lot going on in the background. So I go somewhere that's quiet and I tell him, Keon, Kada is missing. Like that girl, she's missing. So he was like, what? And then after that, the phone just hung up. So here you can see that I called Keon and we were on the phone for 2 minutes. So you have to keep in mind, this was my friend, okay?
And again,
after that, the phone
right
just
here,
hung up. So here you can see.
And this nigga name ain't no damn Elliot. Come on, everybody calls him Elliot. I mean, I know y'all see it, but nobody call this nigga no damn Elliot.
That I called Keon and we were on the phone for 2 minutes. So you have to keep in mind, this was my friend, okay? I did not think that he could be capable of anything like this. In my head, I'm just thinking, there's no way in the world he could have did something like this. There's no way in the world. So then a couple of days.
There's no way in the world he did this, but he's done it before. Girl, why can't nobody find this damn girl? Where have you disappeared to?
After that, my mom sends me a screenshot of Keon turning himself in for the kidnapping of Kada. So this is my mom sending me the article, and she was distraught to say the least. And I know she said that he was a random person, but she says this about all of my friends. So me and my best friend.
Now your mama called every one of your friends random. Girl, you sound more delusional the more you tell this story.
And we get on the phone and we're talking about the situation. We're just saying how this is just crazy. This is the call of me and her talking about it. Now this.
And why you got your friend blocked with all the information? So you got Elliot in your phone who you talked to for 29 seconds and the phone just hung up. If I'm calling you, if you call my phone asking me about my neighbor, and then next thing I know, my neighbor turns up missing, and I call your phone back to tell you that my neighbor is missing, and then you hang up the phone in my face, oh, I'm calling back. So somebody got to call back. Whoa, we ain't gonna spin past that. Like, we ain't gonna speed past that like it didn't just happen. You just asked me a bunch of personal questions about my neighbor. Now my neighbor is gone and missing. And then I call you and tell you my neighbor is missing, and you just be like, oh, what? And then hang up. And I never call you back to even, girl, you're a fucking liar. You're saying that you was just been saying, oh man, I think they're on to us. And you're like, hey, no, play it cool. Don't tell nobody nothing, and hung up the phone. That's what I think happened.
This is all happening around the time that I'm taking my midterms. So I'm really just trying to keep my head on the books. And I wasn't really trying to let this stress me out. So I kind of just let it go. You know, he turned himself in. It's not really much to say or do anymore. So a couple days after that, me and my best friend get on the phone and we're basically just, talking about the Kada situation. And she says that she thinks that I should call the cops. So she was basically saying that she thinks that I should call the cops and tell them that Keon was, asking about Kada. Now, at the time in my head, I'm thinking that there was no reason to call the cops. He already turned himself in, and I felt like it would be kind of a waste of time to tell them that the guy that they already have in custody, called me and was asking about the girl. And me personally, I'm not a cop caller. Like, I don't call the cops. That's just the way that I grew up. That's what I was around. They would always tell me, you don't call the cops. So I just felt like, Yeah,
this girl, somebody needs to arrest this damn ugly ass girl. Philly, y'all gotta find this damn girl, Philly.
The information that I had and the fact that, I'm just not really a cop caller, it wouldn't make sense for me to call the cops. So then my best friend tells me, well, if you won't call the cops and tell them, then I will. And then she basically tells me that she doesn't want to be friends with me anymore because I won't call the cops. And I told her, that's completely fine.
Now, that's another red flag. Everybody dropped the red flags in the chat. So your friend is telling you, this is your best friend, by the way, mind you. Keon is just a friend. This is your best friend. Your best friend is telling you, I'm done. If you don't call the cops, I'm done with you. that don't sound like a normal conversation. That sounds like that girl knows you know more. That girl knows what you know because that's your best friend. So you told her what you know. So when she went to other people telling them what you knew, she wasn't lying. And she said, I'm not going to be friends with you no more if you don't call the cops. And then you blocked her. That tells me everything I need to know about this story. Bitch, you're involved.
I just don't want any involvement. So
No. It's too late for that. You are involved.
The phone, and then I believe she called me again with the police on the other line. So you can see, I told her, I'm sorry, I'm not talking to the cops. And yeah. Now, I can't see how this could be cool, and I do take accountability for that. So then, a couple of days later after that, I get sent a link on Instagram, and the link was basically my best friend going live, just talking about the situation, saying how I was weird for not going to the cops, and people in the comments were just coming up with their own narratives about the story, and it just got way out of hand, and it just spiraled. So you can see somebody sent me the link of the live, and still to this day, I have not watched the full entire live. Then people just started asking, who is Gabby? What's the connection? And, she told people that I was in Maryland for school, and it was just a whole entire thing. So, of course, I was angry and I was confused because what is going on? So I text her, I tell her that, that was weird. And yeah. Then I started seeing posts of people saying that they think that I set Kada up and that why wouldn't I go to the cops and that I was just suspicious and all of this stuff. And
okay, that's a fucking lie. This is my first time catching this lie right here. You saw a post of people saying you set her up. Nobody knew who you were till you did this fucking video. No one was... The world wasn't screaming, Gabby set her up. Gabby said, we didn't even know who the fuck Gabby. Am I right or wrong? Yeah, I could be wrong. But I don't believe nobody knew Gabby until this video. The world wasn't saying Gabby set her up. Gabby set her up. We didn't even know who the fuck you were till you did this video. She's saying she kept seeing posts of everybody saying she set her up. Why would everybody start saying you set her up if no one even knew you knew her? You see what I'm saying? This is how you got to listen to what they saying and not saying. You're talking too much. You're talking so fast. You're talking yourself into a corner. You just said, listen to this shit again. I'm going to let y'all hear from her mouth.
Seeing posts of people saying, so I text her. I tell her that, that was weird. And yeah. Then I started seeing posts of people saying that they think that I set Kada up and that why wouldn't I go to the cops and that
Why would people start thinking we didn't know you. We didn't know who was involved. We didn't even know Keon. At this point, we didn't know shit. We just knew she was missing and everybody was just looking for her. Nobody on God's green earth, probably outside of y'all friend circle, was saying, hey, I think Gabby set her up, bro. Hey, we need to be looking at Gabby. She needs to be calling the cops. We didn't know you. We didn't know Keon. We didn't know D, your friend. We didn't know nothing about nothing. We just know that there was no camera. We was all thinking the job. The job set her up. The job. Everybody was pointing at that job. Am I right or wrong, y'all? Drop the gems if I'm telling the truth. Drop the caps if I'm lying. Everybody, when they first heard about this, all said job, job, job. Look at the job. Look into the job. Look into the job. The job ain't got no cameras. Why the job ain't got no cameras? The job set her up. The job. Nobody was saying you until you did this video. With that loose ass bonnet on with your bald headed ass. You just lying.
I was just suspicious and all of this stuff. And this was never the case. So I do end up contacting the authorities after I seen people just making up crazy stuff about me and the situation.
So you saying you reached out to the cops after everyone threw you into the mix when no one knew who you were. So maybe you were one of the anonymous tips because you knew where she was at. That's what I'm getting from it.
They cut me off. They tell me that they already know what's going on, that they have a...
The cops cut you off and told you they already know what's going on, but they were saying, we're looking into social media and we need more tips. We don't know what the fuck is going on. Somebody's lying here, and it's you. The police did not hit you up and say, hey, look, man, we already know what's going on. We don't need your help. They still didn't know what the fuck was going on because they needed tips to find her body. So why would they get a key witness that's saying, oh, I got knowledge that he was hitting me up and it was, we don't need your information. That's useless. We already know what's going on. Goodbye. I don't believe that shit.
I on the social media, and they also tell me that my friend did come forth with the information, and they told her that there was nothing that they can do, that the information that she brought them was useless information because they already had Keon in custody, and there was just nothing for them to do with this information. They told me to contact them only if I had anything that could lead to finding Kada, because that is their main priority. Now, I do believe that the person in the live was just kind of taking what I told her and running with it and just spicing it up to make it seem like something that...
The person is your fucking best friend. What are you talking about? The person that was in that live. Man, Philly, never mind. I ain't going to say what I want to say. Never mind.
It wasn't for, I don't know, maybe views. People were saying that, you know, she was walking around and showing what stores Kada would go to, where she would walk her dog, and just stuff like that. I also had one of our mutual friends come to me, and he told me that she told him that we knew Kada our whole lives and like we grew up with her, which wasn't the case because we grew up with her.
Man, boy, I tell you, that Gabby is not innocent. I swear to y'all, that girl know way more than she's saying.
Little sister. My prayers go out to Kada and her family, and I hope that she can make a safe return home.
So that's Gabby's public explanation. She knew Keon for 4 to 5 years as her pharmacist. He called her before October 4th, asking about Kada, 29 seconds. She didn't think anything of it. When Kada went missing, Gabby called Keon to tell him. 2 minutes, the phone hung up. Her best friend told her to call police. Gabby refused, saying she's not a cop caller. The friendship ended. The best friend went live telling the story. The internet accused Gabby of being involved. Gabby says she eventually contacted authorities and they told her the information was useless. But there's something else. Text messages between Gabby and that best friend surfaced. And what's in those messages raises a major question. Let me show you. Look at what the friend is saying to Gabby. Bro, a girl is missing and dead. Not missing. Not might be dead. The friend is stating as fact that Kada is dead. Now here's the problem. When was this conversation happening? Because if you look at the timeline, this exchange happened before the official announcement that a body had been found. So the question is, how did Gabby's friend know Kada was dead? How did both of them know before everyone else? Before the public announcement? Before police officially confirmed they found remains? Someone in the comments asked the exact right question. How did Gabby's friend know that Kada was missing and dead when she texted Gabby about the cops having Gabby's number? If we all just informed yesterday that was a female body, think about what this means. The friend is texting Gabby talking about Kada being dead like it's already established, not suspected, not feared, dead before the rest of us knew. So either Gabby told her friend information she shouldn't have had, or someone else told both of them, or they both had inside knowledge from somewhere. And this makes the friend's behavior even more interesting. She knew Kada was dead. She was pushing Gabby hard to talk to cops. What did the friend know? How did she know, and why was she so determined to get Gabby to talk to the police?
And how did they know that that girl was dead? Just like I'm saying, all this information, no one knew. No one knew who Gabby was. No one was blaming Gabby. No one was blaming the friend. Y'all were having private conversations with each other about this incident, and the friend said in the text messages that girl is dead. We didn't even know she was dead. So how did she know that? How did you know that? Nobody knew that she was dead. We were still searching for a missing person, not a body. We were searching for a missing person and not a body.
Now here's where Aunt Bree comes back into this. Because she saw Gabby's video and she had some things to say about what really happened. Let me show you.
Gabby is best friends with Keon. Keon is the perp. Gabby's best friends with him. So everybody's like, Breezy was right. It was a light-skinned girl vibe because what happened was, when I see my vision, it's two girls. They have on blue t-shirts. And one is light skin, high yellow, 2 braids in her head, and she looks at me and it's a little girl. She's not as light as her, but she's in the light. She's not my complexion. So she turns her head. So I'm like, they was demonic though. So I'm like, why is she looking at? Why is they looking at me like this? But it's a vision, like right here. So I've been saying this a long time as well. And then next thing you know, Gabby comes up. Now Gabby is the girl that they went down Southwest Philadelphia to the house.
Hey man, we got 1,000 votes on the poll and we only got 600 likes. Can we get 400 people in here to double tap their screen and get these likes up?
Because of Kada phone pinged in the park. Once it pinged in the park, it pinged to Southwest Philadelphia. So the house that they pinged it to was where Gabriella was at. So Gabriella said she didn't know Kada. Then she lied and said she did know Kada because she was getting pressured. So next thing you know, the phone was pinged back. Oh, fuck, another download just came. She was pinged back. Thank you, Spirit. I love you, Spirit. I swear I love my tribe and my ancestors for what they do. All right, so that was a moment. So whatever the case is, she was pinged.
Thank you, Miss Fire, for the $2. I appreciate you. We are up to, where we at on the damn donations, man? We up to $60. We need $40. $40? Can we get $40 on the screen, gang? Let's go, because I'm giving y'all this grade A content. Can I get $40 on that damn screen? Let's go. Let's continue.
Back to the phone in the area of Ada Lewis School. It was pinged back to Ada Lewis School based upon that's where Ada Virginia was at, because she showed me that she was there. So when that call said help, she was letting me know I was close. She was letting me know, like, you here, Breezy, I'm Breezy, whatever the fuck you want to say. All right, baby, I'm sorry. She was like, it was like she was here. So next thing you know, after that happened, everybody was like, we need to go to the, certain places. So as I'm watching the news, I'm like, wait, white van. I'm like, hold. That was the white truck I was talking about. His car, the gray car was sitting across the street, and that was the white truck. Somebody found his Instagram, same car, before it got crashed up. So we know it's him. Moving along, not to bounce all over the place. So Gabby is best friends with him. Now, there's a little girl on TikTok that everybody brought to my attention.
Thank you, Nigerian, for the $5.
When she was talking about him and how she knew him. Now, her best friend is the girl who gave me the info. And she lied to me because she didn't know. She told me she didn't know him before. But apparently the girl was on there talking about Kada, how she walks her dog and, things like that. And they, all above. So that's stalker. That's a stalker. I said, she was jealous. I said, she was having fucking Keon. I said, and she knew what Keon was about to do to Kada because Keon asked her, hush.
Thank you, Christy Reed. Christy, you always come through with the 50 piece. Thank you, Christy Reed, so much. Salute.
Because Keon asked her, where did Kada live at? Where does she work at? And all the above. Now, he knew Kada already. It's not a mystery he didn't know Kada. He definitely knows Kada. I want y'all to understand, it was never that he was a stranger to Kada. He knew Kada. He knew who Kada was as a person. Kada knew him as a person. But it was not supposed to go to this level because Kada was not in a relationship with him. She was in a relationship with somebody else. Please, you was not getting up here. She was in a relationship with somebody else. So with that being said, as she was in a relationship with somebody else, as she was in a relationship.
Man. Something about this case just continues to be so fucking sinister. Let's go.
We now have a look at the last text messages between Keon King and Kada Scott. According to court documents, on the day that Kada went missing at around 10:07 a.m., she sent a text to Keon that said, "Kidnap me again." Now, police aren't sure if this was said in a joking way, like, "Please take me away from work," or if she was being serious. They have no record of a previous kidnapping. Keon replied, "Better be up too," and then they made plans to meet up later that night. Kada was set to start work at 10 p.m. Between 9:25 p.m. and 10:12 p.m., Keon called her 12 times, and this included a 43-second phone call. Their last text exchange was at 10:09 p.m., and the text read, "Call me when you're here."
Thank you, Tanya Dozier, for that $50. I appreciate you, Tanya. Salute. Okay, y'all showing out with the 50 pieces tonight, man. How many 50 pieces can we get? Let's go, gang. I love to see that shit. Let's go.
A worker said that she saw Kada around this time. She was visibly upset and on the phone, and she overheard her say, "I can't believe you're calling me about this shit." Phone records show that at 10:15 p.m., Keon and Kada appear to be together near her workplace. At around 10:12 p.m., her phone goes out of network. At 10:28 p.m., surveillance video shows this dark SUV SUV pulling into the parking lot at the Auberry Recreational Center, which is across the street from the abandoned middle school where they found Kada's body. The next day, when Kada's reported missing, phone records show that Keon kept going from his house to the abandoned middle school multiple times during this day. Police did search his house and they found contractor bags, a hammer, ammunition, and other items. There were also 2 women that lived in the house and they were questioned and released. At the time of this search, Keon was not home. At 11:39 p.m., a car that looks like his gold Camry pulls up into the parking lot where the SUV is at. At 4 a.m., the Camry moved closer to the SUV. Surveillance footage allegedly shows 2 people approach the SUV and remove a heavy object that looks like a human body from the passenger seat. They're seen carrying it toward the location where Kada's body is found. At 2:48 a.m. the following day, someone is seen getting into the SUV and driving off. Later that day, police received a call that this SUV was set on fire. By the time investigators found it, it had already been taken to a junkyard where it was compacted. Court documents also show that Keon and Kada started texting on September 28th. However, the first released text message was from October 2nd, when Keon texted Kada saying, "Yo Kada, this my new number." And then Kada replied, "Who's this?" And he said, "Kel." Investigators also revealed that his number was a Text Now number, which is a virtual phone number that you can use on any device and it's not connected to a phone plan. Keon King is now in custody and facing more charges, including murder, gun-related charges, and abuse to a corpse. He's scheduled to appear in court on November 3rd. This is an ongoing case that I will continue to cover here at Crime Glasses, so make sure to follow to stay informed.
So my thing is, I know she wasn't arguing with him because he hit her up and was saying, "This is my new number," but it's a Text Now number. So if you already have her number, why the fuck are you hitting her up on a Text Now number and the phone you were using was registered to another female? I got a bunch of questions about a bunch of shit because it doesn't add up. And I still want to know who she was on the phone arguing with because I still believe that was her new boyfriend. And why hasn't he... You know how I know it was the boyfriend? You know how... Let me tell you, I'm a genius. The boyfriend ain't said shit. The boyfriend ain't been at no vigil. The boyfriend wasn't looking for her. The boyfriend hasn't been on the news. The boyfriend hasn't made a motherfucking statement till this day. Where the fuck is that imaginary boyfriend? I ain't saying he was imaginary, but you get what I'm saying. Where is this boyfriend at? He ain't said shit. If this was my girlfriend missing, I'd be front line. I need answers. I'd be in front of that damn police station. I would have been on the news. I'd been doing interviews. Hey, I need answers about my girlfriend. Even if we were just together for a month. Hey, look, I was dating her at the time. And I genuinely really liked her. I want to know what the hell happened to her, and I need answers. We ain't seen that boyfriend. The mom and dad was on the news. The family, the cousin, these friends, everybody's speaking out except for the boyfriend. Where the fuck is he at? Am I the only person wondering that? Why ain't nobody asked about this boyfriend?
Kada Scott's alleged killer appears in court. Keon King was arraigned on murder charges this afternoon. That hearing happening just hours after the medical examiner released Scott's official cause of death, a gunshot wound to the head. It is Thursday afternoon. I'm Brian Taff.
And I'm Christy Aletto. The big story on Action News is the growing list of charges against Keon King. Investigators are working now to piece together what happened the night that she died and the days that followed. Part of that work includes tracking down accomplices who might have helped King.
Yeah, Action News reporter Amy McCormick live now outside.
And then something else I want to know is we need to be looking into how the boyfriend took her on a date to the exact spot she was killed at. Their first date was somewhere out in the woods. This boyfriend was a fucking weirdo. More investigation has to be done into this fucking boyfriend.
Courthouse with the update this afternoon. Annie.
Yeah, Brian, King did appear by video in arraignment court today. These are for the newest charges that were brought against him by the district attorney's office yesterday. They include homicide charge as well, but investigators saying that they still have a lot of work to do, and the big question still remains is who were King's accomplices. New developments in the Kada Scott case as the prime suspect, 21-year-old Keon King, is back in court today to face new charges. including murder, theft, and abuse of corpse. Those charges filed against him yesterday. King is accused of killing Penn State graduate and 23-year-old beauty queen Kada Scott. And in more new details today, the medical examiner also announced that Scott's death was caused by a gunshot wound to the head. The manner of her death has been declared a homicide, and her date of death is listed as October 18th, the day her body was found in a shallow grave in the wooded area behind the vacant Ada Lewis Middle School. Court documents filed yesterday revealed new details, including text messages between Scott and King on the day she went missing. Scott texting, "Kidnap me again," to which the suspect replied, "Better be up to." Investigators say the following night, King's registered Toyota was at a nearby rec center on camera with two people seen taking a large object consistent with a body out of the passenger side of another vehicle. And today, homicide detectives are still following up on leads in regards to finding those accomplices. King is held without bail. He is expected back in court November 10th for a preliminary hearing. For now, reporting live outside of the Criminal Justice Center, Annie McCormick, Channel 6, Action News.
So he will be back in court November 10th for his preliminary hearing, where we're going to be able to find out a lot more about this case.
Okay, so maybe I'm out of the loop, right? But I heard on the news today about Kada Scott. You know, they're putting little bits of information out here and there. Like each day there's something new, right? And I heard this morning when I was watching the news, they put out some text message exchanges between the Keon, whatever his name is, you know, the guy that they arrested for her murder. Yeah, they put out a text message that I guess she had sent him that said, "Kidnap me again." Now, I know that there's a longer text message chain than that between the two of them. Or maybe there's not. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But I feel like when you put out that all she said to him was, "Kidnap me again," with no context and with no tone, it seems kind of weird, because then it kind of makes it seem like, oh, and also they said on the news, they were, you know, they said, well, she said, "Kidnap me again." They said, and I was watching like Fox 29, so, you know, but they said that, well, we don't know if she was playfully saying for him to kidnap her again. What the fuck? Why in the world would anybody playfully text someone to kidnap their ass again? Okay. So that bothered me, because I'm pretty sure she wasn't like, "Ooh, boo, kidnap me again, boo." Hell no. So say that then, you know? Or don't say shit at all until you know the context. You feel me? So that had me fucked up early in the morning. But maybe there's more has come out. I haven't watched the news since about 5:30 this morning. So y'all let me know if something else has come out regarding that text message exchange. Because I feel like Fox News, and the way that she said it was like, she said, "Kidnap me again," and we don't know. We don't know exactly what she meant. What she meant was, nigga, kidnap me the fuck again. Put me in your car and take me away against my will again, motherfucker. And I'm gonna call the cops, or I'm gonna get my dad, or I'm gonna do what the fuck I need to do. Do that shit again. That's what the fuck she meant. Not, "Boo, kidnap me again, boo." Fuck no. And have you seen that motherfucker? Kada Scott was beautiful. She was not telling that, whatever the fuck he is, to playfully kidnap her again. So get the shit right. That's just the shit that bothers me about the news and the media. And that's why I don't like watching it. I don't like it. But yeah, let me know if something new has come out. But otherwise, I love y'all.
And I'm gonna be real with that text message exchange about her saying that. This is what I gathered from it. Now, I do believe it did come from her, and she did say, "Kidnap me again." But like most people know, like, fellas in here, a girl has probably said some shit like that to you about her leaving work or something. Oh, just kidnap me and take me away from here. Some shit like that. She was being playful when she said, now I don't know why the news said, we don't know. Obviously she was being playful, but I think that, like I said, this is my interpretation on their relationship. I do believe they had sex before. And I do believe he used to pick her up from work and go smoke her out and kick it and shit like that. So her saying, oh, kidnap me again, she probably was trying to go hang out and smoke and just get the fuck out that damn shit. She probably hated her fucking job. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I could take from that. I don't know. I could be wrong though, but I do think they had some sort of relationship. I just don't know to what extent, but I do think they were sexually active. And I think she was just being like, hey, yo, kidnap me again. Get me the fuck up out of here. I'm trying to get the fuck out of this damn job, man. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? All right, you guys. So everyone has been asking the question, how did Keon King and Kayla Scott know each other? So although investigators have not come out with a definitive answer to that question, they have now released more details about the moments before Kayla actually left work. So court documents show that Keon and Kayla started texting on September 28th. Now let's remember, Gabby is saying that at some point in time before all of this took place, Keon asked her about Kayla. Basically asking her, do you know Kada? How do you know Kada? And this makes me believe that him and Kada had not been talking before that September 28th date. So I think that Keon might have seen Kada around. He ends up asking Gabby about Kada. And eventually, y'all, he approaches Kada. He gets her number. I don't know if it's in person or on social media. But the two did follow each other on Instagram. So on October 4th, Kada texts Keon and says, kidnap me again. In which Keon replies, you better be up. So a few moments later, Kada texts Keon and says, call me when you're here. And this is around the last time her coworker saw her. And this is when Kada actually leaves her job and goes and meets up with Keon. Now, y'all, I strongly believe that this is premeditated. Because not long after Keon picks Kada up, I'm talking about minutes later, her phone goes dark. So the black Hyundai accent that we now know is tied to Keon King was also seen on surveillance parked near where Kada's body was found. And y'all, we find out that the day before all of this took place, so on October 3rd, Keon had stolen this vehicle from a food delivery driver. So investigators say that on October 5th, not one, but two people are seen carrying a heavy object consistent with a human body from that vehicle to where we know Kada was buried. Surveillance also shows that a third person may be involved because they believe that third person was driving that Toyota Camry. Now, later on, we know the Hyundai Accent is taken somewhere, is dropped off, is set on fire before being towed away and crushed. So basically what investigators are saying is we don't only believe that Keon is involved, we believe that two more people are involved in this case. Now, in my opinion, I don't think Kada and Keon really knew each other. I think that this was a situation where he probably tried to talk to her, got her number, they started texting. And they end up linking up. She's not thinking that this is a bad person. She's just thinking, oh, this is a guy I met and I'm going to meet up with him. But I strongly believe, y'all, that Keon had these intentions the entire time. Not only that, y'all, I really want to know who else was involved in this case. Because for you to pick her up from her job on October 4th after 10 p.m., but on October 5th, you're seen on surveillance carrying a body. Whatever happened to Kada happened moments after she got into that vehicle. And y'all, seeing as that specific tip that came that led them to Kada's body, I wouldn't be surprised if one of those three people is the person who actually put in that tip. Now, y'all, I'm going to keep you updated as more information comes out. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts and justice for Kada Scott.
Justice for Kada, man. Justice for Kada Scott. And them tips came in from somebody involved. We all know
The more
that.
details that are bringing forward in regards to the Kada Scott case, the more I see people giving credits to the psychics, saying in the comments how this lady said that lady has said this, this psychic had already mentioned this. What you guys need to keep in mind is that the very spirits that these people are hearing from were the very spirits that were present while this young man was doing whatever he did.
Say that shit again. I don't listen to that shit. Because I hear people, oh, you need to listen to what Candace. I know that damn lady been lying since I've been on YouTube. That lady done lied in every goddamn kind. She's the truth. No, the fuck she's not. I don't believe in none of that shit. Take them cards and stick them cards up your ass. I don't believe it. Sorry. I know you're a liar. When they say that name, I know automatically. I don't give a fuck who agrees with me or don't. I know for a fact you're a liar. I don't believe in that psychic shit. I just don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just don't. I just don't. Believe what you want to believe, though, but y'all know that shit is demonic and it ain't godly. Read your Bible.
The very spirits that these people are hearing from were the very spirits that were present while this young man was doing whatever he did to that young woman. And that is a difference between when you hear from God, when you position yourself to hear from God, and when you position yourself to hear from those other entities. God will warn you about what's to come. Some of you have the most terrible dreams. Those dreams are not for it to frighten you. It's not for you to go repeat it and then wait for it to happen. God can give you the most horrible dreams, and those dreams are for you to pray. And when you faithfully follow God, you have the power to stop whatever is about to come. If the psychics were so powerful, how come they couldn't see it ahead of time and stop it? Because they had already positioned themselves to hear from the invisible realm, right? If they have already positioned themselves to hear from their realm, how come they cannot hear in order to prevent? You never hear that from them. But it's after it's all said and done, all of a sudden now they're hearing everything. Again, the reason why they're hearing everything is because that same entity that's talking to them was the very entity that possessed these people to go do the unthinkable. Do not go and sit under them, especially if you feel like God is calling you. If you are reading the Bible, you are, in and out of church. Don't go entertain those people, because those demons know you don't belong. That is why every time you start to entertain them, pay attention to what happens to your dream. Pay attention to how often you start to have sleep paralysis. That is a sign that you don't belong to them, and you shouldn't entertain anything they have to say.
What do y'all think about that? I mean, hey, I'm not judging anybody. Don't get me wrong. You can believe whatever you want to believe, and I can believe whatever I want to believe, and we can agree to just disagree. I ain't got to disrespect you. You ain't got to disrespect me. But I can say certain people are liars because I've been watching and look, I've been on doing this damn job for damn near 5 years, and I just know that people just lie their asses off. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. But you don't have to agree with me. But like I said, get into your Bibles, man.
So what I'm about to say may ruffle some feathers, but it has to be said. And it's in regards to the Kada Scott and the aunt. And this is for those of you that believe in psychics and that these psychics are here to help you. Or if you happen to be a medium, you happen to be a psychic yourself, and you believe that the entity that you are hearing from are actually for you and helping you. Kada Scott's aunt, apparently she can hear from the spirits that is speaking to her. We see that she can hear because a lot of people are saying that whatever she heard is actually coming to pass now that a lot of details are coming forward. But if these entities love you so much, how come they couldn't tell her that her beloved niece was in grave danger? You know why they didn't tell her? Because they hate you. They hate you and they hate your whole generation. If you are a person that can hear from God, you have positioned yourself to hear from God, God will tell you your family member is in danger. You need to pray. You need to fast. You need to go tell them. Go warn them. When it comes to you and your family, I'm telling you, God will keep an eye on you. God will protect you at all costs. If God had to take that young man out to protect one of his, he would do it. But you know why? Again, these demons don't do that for these people, because they're here to wipe you out. They come as if they're your friends, because the Bible talks about them, that they can transform themselves into an angel of light. A lot of you are actually living with these demons in the form of a person. And you know they are demons because one moment you see this person, you see their eyes, they look normal. And then the next moment, you know you saw something in those people. To the point that if you were not careful, they will take your life before time. And again, that's when you know there's unclean spirits involved. They love taking life. They love it. And they go for the one in the family that usually stands out. The one that you would say was full of light. That's why when you watch this true crime, we hear one thing. Oh, their smile lit up a room. Literally, a lot of these people lit up a room. But the enemy said, no, we're going to go and take that light out of that family and out of this world. So that's how you know that these entities that a lot of you are serving and believing in, they don't care nothing about you. They don't care nothing about your children. They don't care nothing about your family. They don't care nothing about your generation. As a matter of fact, their main purpose is to wipe you and your whole generation out.
Man. Say that again. And I always say this. I'm not about to preach to y'all or nothing like that, so don't think this is about to be no sermon or nothing. But there's a big difference about believing in God and fearing God. Now, a lot of people, oh, yeah, I believe in God, of course. But do you fear him? I could tell by the way y'all move out here being married and sleeping around and doing all the dumb stuff that y'all do. I could tell you don't fear him the way you should. Because if you feared him, you wouldn't move the way you did in life. Let's continue.
10:07 a.m. on the morning of October 4th, 12 hours before she was last seen, Kada Scott texted, "Kidnap me again," to her accused killer, Keon King, followed by plans to meet later that night, the affidavit of probable cause states. Supporting Hunt.
Salute to professional honorable NBA. Says, hey, Ratchet, much love. Everyone just got off work. Salute. I appreciate you for the $5. Salute. I thank you so much for that. Salute.
Homicide, abuse of corpse, and conspiracy charges among 11 more crimes filed against King. Detectives don't know yet what Kada possibly meant with that "kidnap me again" text, whether she had been taken before by him or if her text was her just joking around to help her skip work that turned into awful, deadly irony. Also in the court filing, video evidence King had help taking Kada Scott's body from a stolen car and burying her in the shallow grave behind the long-vacated Philadelphia public school, supporting the conspiracy charges. Detectives believe King killed Kada Scott within the hour she got into his car where she worked, and her body was left in that car for a full day after. The next night, Sunday, October 5th, the affidavit states, video shows King returned to the lot he parked that car in with Kada's body, but wasn't alone. Arriving in the gold Toyota Camry police recovered last week, video from the nearby Philadelphia Rec Center surveillance camera shows two individuals on foot approached the suspect vehicle after waiting 4.5 hours until 3:56 a.m.
They waited 4.5 hours for the vehicle. So they already knew what they were going to do that night. This was pre-planned and premeditated. Thank you, Stephanie, for the $5 on Cash App. Honey Trap says, do I think Cash Patel? Look, anytime I see that name, it's a play. I don't trust that coke snorting. I don't trust him at all. You can just look at his eyeballs and tell that nigga be geeked up every press conference. I don't trust him at all. Especially when I seen him the last time with the whole CK situation. If you know, you know.
One motions toward the gold Camry they came in, and it drives out of the parking lot, indicating a third person involved. King and the other person with him then go back to the Hyundai Accent, remove a heavy object consistent with a human body.
Salute to Lil Pretty for that $5. Thank you.
And carry that object to the playground in the direction of where the human remains were recovered. The Hyundai is later seen driving out of the parking lot, and it was later found set on fire and completely burned. The affidavit states the sequence of King's phone radio tower transmission measurements, coupled with video evidence from the Albury Rec Center, supports that King is present for and participates in all the crimes outlined in this affidavit. At Philly Police Headquarters, Steve Keeley, Fox 29 News.
Yeah, and another thing about that dude, I every time I see that Cash Patel dude, I know it's a play. They just did a raid in the NBA yesterday, arresting a bunch of brothers, talking about it was due to the mafia. Ain't no brothers in the mafia, I'm sorry. So where they at? Go arrest them.
The Kada Scott case is getting weirder and stranger by the day, folks. I'm not sure if you all are keeping up, but there are tons and tons of more videos talking about all these weird theories and people involved. And I hate to make it sound like a murder mystery, but unfortunately, and rest her soul still, it's feeling like a really weird murder mystery. All these different parts, these different people are involved. And now the police has determined that Keon, the number one suspect in the situation, Keon King, he stole a black Hyundai shortly before she became missing and set there are video surveillance of him and her in the car, supposedly, and he set the car afire. And what's really, really odd about that is it was towed immediately from wherever he set the car on fire at, and it was towed immediately and impounded, crushed. That's bizarre. That's so bizarre to me.
Exactly. If this car was in evidence in an unaliving, this is supposed to be, even if it is burned, we need to take this to police headquarters and we need DNA evidence on everybody involved in it. No matter if it's burned or not, we still need evidence from this car. Why would you crush the car and take it to a pound? What? That car should have been towed to the police department. Man, I'm telling y'all, bro, they running plays.
The other things that I'm hearing is that this Gabby person. Now, folks, I know a lot of you are saying that Gabby is involved and you all feel very, very convinced. I did watch a video of her where she's talking about being in Maryland in school and how she had nothing to do with it. But I'm also seeing many videos of where Gabby is quite familiar with Keon's past. And so for her to give Keon information about Kada, it's a little suspect. Yes, I do agree. It's a little suspect, but I'm not so sure that is really proof that she was involved in it. Hopefully she's not, but we clearly know that Gabby, and I'm not sure who this person named D is involved. I'm sure that's just another friend of Keon. But they have a history of, I think, riding around the Philly area. They were all apparently arrested. Let me know, folks. I even heard that Kada, I'm not quite sure if she was part of a gang or she was arrested as well in April of 2025, just a few short months.
So they're saying Kada Scott, Gabby, and Keon were arrested in April of 2025. Now, I do know this, that Gabby has similar charges to Keon when they were arrested. That I do know. I dug up the paperwork. I found out that Gabby and Keon were arrested on within the same time frame, and they had very similar charges. Yep. Gabby and Keon. So for her to say, I never knew nothing about Keon's past, you're a fucking liar because y'all went to jail together. Kada Scott also had some charges. All of y'all was doing some weird shit. Now, look, Kada's innocent. She never deserved to die. Now, I'm not speaking on her in an ill manner, but I'm just saying everybody was familiar with everybody. That's all I'm trying to say. All of y'all, including Kada, were very familiar with each other.
But nonetheless, the other odd thing is that the medical facility or the nursing home or wherever Kada worked, she got there at 10 o'clock. She left like 20 minutes after she got there, and it's okay for the employers to just allow her to leave, or was she going out to meet somebody in the car? I'm not quite sure, but it's starting to feel so bizarre. One thing I feel strongly about this case is that I feel strongly that someone else was involved with this situation, whether it was with Keon in the beginning or after he unalived her or he did what he did with her. Someone else was involved. I feel very, very strongly about that. But again, Lord knows, God rest that poor young lady's soul for this happening. And I'm just not quite sure why Keon would want to do this. Was he just obsessed with her from afar? He saw her. I know he was calling, asking people questions about her. Was he just fascinated, obsessed with her, which is so bizarre? Now, from those videos that we've seen of him stalking outside of girls' windows, yeah, it looks like he could be that really obsessive type of a person, that morbid jealousy type of a person. He seems like he could have been that. But again, nonetheless, it's not cause for her to be unalived.
Man. So I don't know what would have warranted him to do this other than, I mean, there is no reason, but I'm just trying to think like in the mind frame of him at the time. To me, it just sounds like this was over the boyfriend. I think him and that boyfriend had some contact, because if you were stalking her, I think you got in touch with the boyfriend as well. Just my opinion though.
Breaking right now at 4 o'clock, the Philadelphia Medical Examiner has now ruled Kada Scott's death a homicide. That laid word from police this afternoon, who now say they're recommending murder charges against Keon King, the man already charged in her disappearance. All this happening just hours after new court documents reveal details about phone calls and text messages between King and Scott on the very day she went missing. It is Wednesday afternoon. I'm Brian Taft.
And I'm Sarah Bloomquist. The big story on Action News is the major development in the Kada Scott death investigation. While we now know her death has been ruled a homicide, we still don't know exactly how she died.
Action News reporter Chad Verdelli live at East Mount Airy with all the developments today. Quite a busy day, Chad.
Yeah, like you said, the Philadelphia Police Department announced just a few moments ago that the medical examiner had ruled that Kada Scott's death was a homicide. It was announced on Twitter by Deputy Commissioner Frank Benor. Now, I do know how Kada Scott was murdered. We're not releasing that information, to making sure that the family has been notified. But police department is recommending to the DA to file those murder charges, and just a few of the new details we're learning about the disappearance and murder of Kada Scott. Keon King's alleged criminal conspiracy began just before midnight on October 3rd, when court records say he stole a Hyundai Accent left unattended and running by a food delivery worker on the 6600 block of Sprague. Investigators say he'd used that stolen car to meet up with Kada Scott the following night. Charging documents say Scott and King made plans to meet up, with the final exchange between the two being, quote, "CM when you hear." 6 minutes later, at 10:15 p.m., investigators say the two appeared to be together near Scott's place of employment, based on cell phone data. It'd be the last time Scott would be seen alive. At 10:24 p.m., Kada Scott's phone goes offline. 4 minutes later, the Hyundai Accent parks at the Arboretum, and the vehicle remains there. Using cell phone technology, investigators track King to this house on the 5500 block of Belmar Terrace. A search of the house turned up contractor bags, a hammer, and ammunition, among other items, according to the complaint. 2 women who lived there were detained and interviewed but released. King was not at the house. The criminal complaint says King's cell phone was tracked taking multiple trips between the Belmar Terrace home and the area where Scott's body was found. At 11:39 p.m. on October 5th, court records say King's registered Toyota Camry was caught on surveillance returning and parking at the recreation center next door to where Scott's body was found. It says 2 people exited the vehicle, and 4 hours later, 2 individuals appeared to take a large object consistent with the body out of the Hyundai Accent. And so far, King is charged with kidnapping, theft, arson, and other related charges, but so far not murder, but those charges are expected, I'm told. No other accomplices at this point have been charged. Police continue to investigate, though. I did reach out to King's attorney, and so far have not heard back. I'm live in East Mount Airy. Chad Verdelli, Channel 6, Action News. Back to you guys.
Okay, Chad, thank you. As you heard there in Chad's report, police are trying to piece together the communication between Kada Scott and Keon King in the days and hours before her disappearance. One particular text that's now part of the investigation was sent at 10:07 a.m. on October 4th, nearly 12 hours before Scott disappeared. In it, she texted the words, quote, "Kidnap me again," to a number that police have now linked to King. The reply that came back, quote, "better be up to," which was followed by specific plans to meet later that night. We were asking police if they can shed light on the context of that alarming exchange. We do not yet have a response.
Salute to Big Sexy for the $10. Says, love you, Ratchet and Gang. Salute, love you right back. You already know that. Salute to Big Sexy. I appreciate you for that $10. We are now $15 away from $200 tonight, y'all. Let's go, let's go.
Since Keon King turned himself into authorities on October 14th, 2025, his friend Gabby right here has had her name tied to this case. Not only did Gabby know Keon and claim that they were friends, but he was also Gabby's pharmacist, if you know what I mean. And in the weeks prior to Kada's disappearance, Gabby told one of her best friends that Keon had asked her about Kada, knowing that Kada lived behind her and knowing that she was friends with Kada's younger sister at one point. Now, Gabby claims that she has not been in Pennsylvania. She's been in Maryland for school. She said that as soon as she found out that Kada was missing, she called Keon and she said, "Keon, Kada's missing. and I guess that he just hung up, the phone disconnected or something. But she didn't think anything of it because she didn't think that her friend would be capable of doing any harm to someone else, which is interesting given the charges that he was facing earlier this year, but maybe she didn't know about any of that. And also, you're just told that a young woman is missing and your first instinct is to call Keon. Why would that be if you didn't suspect him of having some sort of involvement in this? Now, Gabby says that a few days after this, her mom sends her a text letting her know that Keon had turned himself in, and she claims that she was extremely shocked. She said that she was talking to one of her best friends who she had confided in the weeks prior that Keon was asking her about Kada, and this best friend told her, like, you have to call the cops and let them know. And she responds back, I'm not calling the cops, I'm not talking to the cops. And she says that she's not a cop caller. She said that that's just how she was raised. But that's also interesting to me too, because in the thread of messages that Gabby shares between her and her mom is actually referring to a time when she called the police herself when Gabby had been previously arrested. So you can't really say that your family raised you to not call the police when your family calls the police when it benefits you. Now, speaking of Gabby's charges, she was
say that shit again.
Arrested back in March of 2025 and charged with possession of a weapon, threats to terrorize someone else, conspiracy, assault.
Listen to Gabby's charges. Oh, let's go. Let's speed. We can't speed past that like he didn't just say that. Let's go back.
Interesting to me too, because in the thread of messages that Gabby shares between her and her mom is actually referring to a time when she called the police herself when Gabby had been previously arrested. So you can't really say that your family raised you to not call the police when your family calls the police when it benefits you. Now, speaking of Gabby's charges, she was arrested back in March of 2025 and charged with possession of a weapon, threats to terrorize someone else, conspiracy, assault, recklessly endangering another person, and aggravated assault. Now, this
conspiracy. Oh, conspiracy. She also has a conspiracy charge just like her old boy toy Keon. Let's listen to that again.
And charged with possession of a weapon, threats to terrorize someone else, conspiracy, assault, recklessly endangering another person, and aggravated assault. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that she had anything to do with Kada's disappearance, but I will say that typically you are the company that you keep. And the fact that Keon has been arrested and charged or had charges filed against him for similar things that she has had charges filed against her for, it's interesting and worth noting. Now, another thing that I think is interesting is that in the text thread that Gabby shared between her and her best friend, who was the one pressuring her to call police and let them know about Keon asking her about Kada, in the messages, the best friend was saying, you have to call the police. A girl is missing and dead. And I just think that and dead part is interesting because this was prior to Kada Scott's remains being found. And this was also during a time period when authorities were under the impression that Kada may still be alive and they were searching for her as if she was. Regardless of what's going on here, something definitely doesn't feel right. And based on the video that I shared yesterday, sharing what the DA said as well as what a local news reporter has said who's been in contact with authorities in Philadelphia, it does seem like law enforcement is going to arrest someone else in connection to Kada's disappearance and death. Who that is and when that may happen, I'm not sure. Something in my gut makes me feel like Kada's job that she had just recently started working at is involved in all of this to some capacity. Maybe someone working there. I mean, at the end of the day, Keon is a pharmacist, remember? So it's like, was he able to get things by way of someone working at this medical facility? We also know that not only had Kada recently started working at this senior living facility, but that she had also recently expressed being harassed by someone over the phone. And this also happens to be around the same time that Keon had asked Gabby about Kada. So it just makes me wonder if someone at Kada's new job knew Keon, and that is how this connection between Kada and Keon was made. Law enforcement is saying that they are continuing their investigation. Even though Kada's remains have been found, this investigation is still not over. The prosecution did say that they plan on charging Keon King with MURDER very soon. However, they are awaiting additional information from the medical examiner's office to precisely confirm everything that they need to get that charge brought about. What do you guys think about all this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. You guys know as soon as we hear anything new in this case, I'll be sure to update you guys, so make sure you're following me.
And I think he makes a very valid point raising his eyebrows at the people she worked with. Because remember someone saying, oh, I did see her right before she went missing and she went to a black SUV. Like, how were you the only fucking person in the whole building to see her? You were stalking her too? Did you have connection with Keon? Did you know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds like there was a list of people that were setting this play into motion so she can die that night. Because you got somebody helping move a body that they didn't. Like, what was the reason for him to unalive this girl? What was the reason you're helping this man move a body? Why is somebody else parked over there 4.5 hours waiting on you to pull up with this body? What is going on with this body and all y'all motherfuckers in Philly? What is the infatuation with this moving this unalive body around and helping? And what is going on? I mean, the only way I could see somebody actively helping move an unalive body is if you was involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were to go spin on one of your ops or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was in the car. You hey, bro, we gotta move this body, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we all finna go there. I mean, look, don't unalive nobody. I'm just saying, I'm only thinking logically here. What in the fuck? I just don't understand this case, bro. I just don't get it. I just don't.
And if y'all ask me, Gabby was with Keon. Gabby was with that man. Gabby knew way more than what she should have known. It's given she was jealous because keep in mind she did say she knew Kada. She knew Kada's little sister, right? Why you don't want to tell the police about what you knew?
Exactly, because you saying I grew up with the little sister. So the little sister is a friend that you grew up with. Why wouldn't you call the police to help your friend out?
That's because you knew more, and you knew if you went and talked to them police, it was going to open up a door to more and more evidence about your involvement. See, look, the thing about it is we got to do our own research because they not going to talk. The news, the DA, they not going to even sit up and talk about this case no more. They're going to wait till his trial, till his hearing, to present everything they found and everything that they know. But Gabby involvement is way more than what she's saying. It's way more than what she's saying, and it's just coming out of days and days and days. It's just coming out more and more and more. It's coming out more and more and more. The unsafe that Gabby had was way more than his friend. For one, why did you even have on Keon's jacket that he was stalking his last victim with? You've been riding around in this car. You know way more than what you saying, Gabby. And you made yourself look guilty. You was better off just not recording the video.
Nah, facts. You was just better off just shutting up because I don't think nobody even knew who you were until you did what you did. As soon as you dropped that video, that's when everybody pointed their fingers at you.
Gabby's starting to look guiltier and guiltier as the days pass, y'all. So let me tell y'all this new information. Basically, there's the video circulating, and it's Keon, D, and Gabby all in the car. Gabby's wearing Keon's hoodie, the hoodie that he was wearing in that video where he was trying to terrorize and kidnap that girl. She was wearing that same exact hoodie that he was wearing in that video. Not to mention, she knew about his past. She knew that he paid off the last victim. People are saying this is not her first rodeo. People are saying she has been arrested for similar things that he has been arrested for in the past. Let me find the fuck out, y'all. And mind y'all, I believe it because when she showed her text messages with her mom, and her mom said, this is why I'm telling you, do not get in strangers' cars. She proved the fact that she was riding around with Keon and that she was arrested because she said, when I helped you get out of jail the last time, she said that all in the same exact message. So she most definitely have been arrested before, and she most definitely has been riding around with Keon before. See why she didn't want to call the police.
Yeah, we know now why you didn't want to call the police because you was involved. I mean, it only makes logical, perfect sense that you was involved, right?
Kada Scott texted, "Kidnap me again," to her accused killer, Keon King, followed by plans to meet later that night. The affidavit of probable cause states, supporting homicide, abuse of corpse, and conspiracy charges among 11 more crimes filed against King. Detectives don't know yet what Kada possibly meant with that "kidnap me again" text, whether she had been taken before by him or if her text was her just joking around to help her skip work that turned into awful, deadly irony. Also in the court filing, video evidence King had help taking Kada Scott's body from a stolen car and burying her in the shallow grave behind the long-vacated Philadelphia public school, supporting the conspiracy charges. Detectives believe King killed Kada Scott within the hour she got into his car where she worked, and her body was left in that car for a full day after. The next night, Sunday, October 5th, the affidavit states, video shows King returned to the lot he parked that car in with Kada's body, but wasn't alone. Arriving in the gold Toyota Camry police recovered last week, video from the nearby Philadelphia Rec Center surveillance camera shows two individuals on foot approached the suspect vehicle after waiting 4.5 hours until 3:56 a.m. One motions toward the gold Camry they came in, and it drives out of the parking lot, indicating a third person involved. King and the other person with him then go back to the Hyundai Accent, remove a heavy object consistent with a human body, and carry that object to the playground in the direction of where the human remains were recovered. The Hyundai is later seen driving out of the parking lot, and it was later found set on fire and completely burned. The affidavit states the sequence of King's phone radio tower transmission measurements, coupled with video evidence from the Albury Rec Center, supports that King is present for and participates in all the crimes outlined in this affidavit.
Man, there's just too much going on. There's just way too much going on in this damn story. Too many moving parts.
Hey y'all, so there has been some new evidence released in the Kada Scott case. As of recently, they have stated that Kada suffered from a GSW, which meaning that she took a wound to the head. I don't know whether it was from the back or the front or what side of her head that she was wounded on. They also revealed that there was some text messages and phone calls between Kada and Keon before he picked her up. And a lot of people are really asking about a text message in particular where she texts Keon and says, "Come kidnap me again," which was a text that was sent before he actually came to pick her up. Now, at first, I was thinking that maybe Keon had gotten her phone, or maybe Gabby or somebody else had gotten her phone and had sent the text message from Kada's phone to Keon. But when they're saying that, well, this text was sent before she even got in the vehicle, I'm like, well, dang. It was a lot of people in the comments that were saying that, you know, come kidnap me again, you know, the different slang and terminology that people use, that it just basically means come get me, come pick me up, or come save me from a situation. Now, some people are speculating and saying that she worked the night shift and sometime maybe she just wanted to get off and ride around with him, you know, and just do whatever it is they do, nothing personal, and then go back to work. But they're still releasing new evidence and everything, but that really threw a lot of people off. Let me say this. The lawyer that's working on this case for that's representing Keon, Shaka, a lot of folks are saying, you know, well, Shaka is an extraordinary lawyer. You know, he's a beast in the courtroom. You know, let me tell you this. You could be Johnny Cochran all day long, but one thing you can't beat is the favor of God. And I know it's a lot of people right now that are praying in regard to this case. They're praying for Kada's family. They're praying for justice. And the Bible says when two or more are gathered together, that God will be in the midst. He will be in the midst. So one thing y'all have to look at is if Keon gets off on this case, or if he's, you know, just only given a little time and he's able to get back out, a lot of other women's life are going to be in danger. Because one thing about people who commit these type of crimes, when they able to beat a case or they get off on, you know, with just, you know, a few years, they get to the point to where they feel invincible, or they feel like they can do whatever they want to do. So him being back out on the streets, or being let out, or getting off easy would put a lot of other women in danger, to where he would feel like he would be able to commit these crimes and get away with it. And I'm sending my prayers out to Kada Scott family. I'm keeping her family lifted in prayer. I'm keeping this case lifted in prayer because I really would like to see justice be brought to the forefront. I think it is really sad that how in these times that a lot of women are being unalived by these men. And one thing that I want to tell y'all, it was a case recently where a young lady was unalived by somebody that was said to be her supplier. And this time, it wasn't a black guy, it was a Hispanic guy and an African American young woman in her early 20s. And she was unalived. I want to tell y'all young women this: end all unnecessary contact with men in this time. Because the way it is right now, and the way that these men are...
And she not lying to a lot of y'all, and this goes to a lot of women out there. Like a lot of y'all use men. And I'm not giving any man a pass for anything they do to a woman. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying you gotta hold yourself accountable. Some of y'all women be out here misusing, doing all type of stuff to men and just think you can get away with whatever. I'm not saying Kada Scott did this. I'm just saying women in general. Y'all got to understand that everybody not playing. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it a buck with people and just cut contact with people. Don't use this man to buy you dinner. Don't use this man to pay your bills. Don't use this man to do that, because some men gon' come collect. I don't know what happened in this situation. I'm just speaking in general. There's a lot of situations where women go, you know what I'm saying? They got 10 different dudes that do 10 different things for them. And somebody gonna want they gonna want to open that cookie jar sooner or later. You're gonna say no, and they're gonna be, oh well, shit, all that money that I gave you, I need that back. Then you're gonna be like, hell no, nigga, that was a gift. And they're gonna be like, okay, well, I got a gift for your ass. I'm just saying, let's keep it going though.
The internet is, and the way that people can get access to you just by typing in some information on this internet, you have to be very careful. I know that the younger generation, y'all have certain things y'all like to do, different substances like that y'all like to be on. But right now, the way that things are going, if you don't have to have contact with a man, if it's not something that's necessary, just don't do it for your own safety. I know some of y'all, want to date, want to be in a relationship, but just be very careful about the men that you are dealing with. Be very careful when it comes down to these men, and always let y'all family know. If you going off somewhere with somebody, or you in a place where you don't feel comfortable, text somebody and let somebody know where you at. Share your location with a family member. Share your location with your parents. If you just going somewhere, text somebody in your family and say, hey, I'm with so and so, we going here. Even if it's just random and not the blue. This is the time where you really got to stay locked in with family. You really got to protect yourself. Let somebody know where you going, where you at. Because stuff is getting wicked out here, y'all. People are getting hurt. And this internet is too much stuff on this internet. It's too much. People got too much access to stuff. It's just getting bad. So ladies, y'all stay wise, stay safe, and stay prayed up. And again, I am keeping the family of Kada Scott and her entire case lifted. This man don't need to be back out on the streets. He need to be in prison to the point to where he can't either come out at all, or when he do get out, he gonna be a senior citizen. A person like that don't need to be amongst society.
Nah, he don't. That dude needs to be underneath that damn jail. Hopefully Philly does their big one and gives this dude life without parole, man.
Hey, brown girls. It's your Empowered Protection big sister. Excuse the noise. I'm sitting having lunch. I had a dentist appointment. It was just crazy. And it didn't work out. So I stopped and got me some food. But it's me again.
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
Hurting about Kada Scott again. Oh, also, this is one of my protection items. I always have something in me. But I'm gonna turn my air on because it's hot. But I'm not here for that. I'm here. And again, I guess I gotta make this disclosure. This is my platform. I say what I want to say. If you don't like it, bye. But first off, I'm sorry you're getting baby girl. I'm sorry you're getting Kada, because the further it gets away from your death date or the time of your death or the day of your death, more BS comes out, which is what they always do. I'm not saying that they don't do it to other women, but my level of expertise is being a black woman, being a melanated woman. So that's the space that I'm going to speak from. I just saw a video of, first I saw a video that was in the search bar was Kada Scott boyfriend post. It was a very sweet video. One of the little snippets was her walking in the park. One of the ones that came out initially, and people was like, oh, well, why was she in the park if she was afraid and blah, blah, blah. She was on a hike. Looked like she was on a hike, first off. But the other, and then I saw a video immediately after, because you know the algorithm, was guy comes out saying that he was messing with Kada. And the guy on there is like, y'all, another guy that came out with about saying he was dealing with Kada. That girl was 23 years old. My understanding was that she definitely graduated high school. I'm not sure if she was in school or graduated college. She was doing some extra things. She was modeling. She was in pageants. She was working. We all know that she was working because that's where the incident stemmed from. But she was 23 and beautiful, not married. It does not matter what she or who she was messing with. And the fact of the matter is that, I don't care whether it was or not, but you guys associate messing with, oh, she was having sex with all of them. Regardless, if she was, that's that lady's parts. She could do what she wanted to do with her parts. But that does not negate the fact that her life was stolen away and it was not supposed to be. You people love to diminish black women's pain. Y'all love, and I'm going to focus on naming black women because I'm a black woman and this is where this is coming from. But y'all love to diminish black women's pain. Especially in death. When they're not able to defend themselves, when they can't speak up for themselves. But when we have people like Jasmine Crockett that's speaking up for herself, they don't like that either. Like, I don't know what y'all want us to do. Y'all don't want us to be, we're not safe in life, we're not safe in death. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't understand what the problem is. This young woman there should not be a funeral being planned for her. I don't care what she did. Whether she decided to buy whatever she was buying from him, I don't know if I can say it on here, but whether she decided to buy whatever she wanted to buy from him, smoke whatever she wanted to smoke, drink whatever she wanted to drink, party if she wanted to. If she wanted to go on a date with a different man Monday morning, Monday afternoon, and then Monday night, then that was her business. It does not matter. What we're talking about is that this young lady's life was taken away too early. That's not fair. It's really, really, really not fair. And I keep seeing posts about, oh, blame Krasner, blame this, blame that. Like, yes, we can blame people, but the fact of the matter is that the facts are the facts, and we should not be mourning her. We shouldn't be mourning anybody too early, honestly. But right now, this is my focus. But the thing is, they always find a way to diminish what these black women did in life after they've experienced death.
Are y'all agreeing with her? What do y'all do? Are y'all agreeing with her? I think, and me personally, I've always said this. To me, the hardest job in the world is to be a black woman. I don't speak from, I speak from, I have a sister. I have a mother. I have a bunch of family members. So I see, I'm black, you know what I'm saying? I just see how black women get treated in this society. And you can say, oh, well, it's hard to be a black man. Man, we're men. You know what I'm saying? We men. It ain't shit, man. We gonna get through life and we gonna be all right. But women, we gotta protect the women and the children, of course. But the black women got it the hardest to me. That's just my opinion. I think that they have it at the absolute hardest more than anybody. What do y'all think?
I'm not saying nobody's clapping for her while she was alive and all those other things, but the thing is, now there's a lot more eyes on her and her life now that she's gone. And I don't know if it's my algorithm, I couldn't care any less, but I'm seeing more people that are rallying for her versus the opposite, which is a blessing. But it's just not fair. The same thing happened to me. I felt these same feelings when Kanika Jenkins was murdered, or whatever happened to her when she was murdered. But the thing is, I'm lying. That would have been a lie. I'm not gonna lie. But like I said, it's just sad that there is nobody there's this conversation around, oh, he was her street pharmacist, or she shouldn't have gotten in the car with him, or she should have known better, or instead of the fact being this person should not have murdered her. I don't care. I don't care if she was walking down the street butterball naked. That does not give somebody the right to end her life, or to quote, sexualize her to the point of ending her life. Because I think I saw somewhere that he may have done something to her body after he ended her life, but it is just it's not fair. That's just the point of it. It's just not fair, and it sucks that there are so many things that come up in death versus when we are alive. It sucks. I need my teeth clean. It completely sucks. And I'm still learning what my place is in all of this. I do know that I'm in the right space, or at least in the right lane with Brown Girls Protected, and with the focus of my business being protecting Black and brown women and girls physically with tools like this. Hold on. Or tools like this. Or tools like this. Or setting up self-defense classes where I can teach these young women how to protect themselves. And not just physically. Because if you have to get into a physical altercation, most of the times it's too late. But mentally, emotionally. Because this is not fair. The goal is to be proactive, not reactive. I'll be back with something else. Rest in peace, baby girl. I'm fighting for you, and I'm sure there's so many more people fighting for you.
There are plenty of people fighting for her out here. There's a lot of people fighting for Kada Scott. And you said that very well. I say some people don't agree. It's all good, man. It's not for everybody to agree. And this is the one where all those charges, this is the one with all those charges from old girl. And like I said, we went over her charges. We know that Gabby definitely has a record just like Keon. Gabby and Keon are one of the same, to say the least. Her conspiracy charges, her threatening people, stalking people, all type of shit.
What? He made bail? This can't be real. I gotta get off of here. I gotta get.
There was D.
What?
When she thought he made bail. There was Gabby's friend D. It was, oh, he made bail. I gotta get off here. She jumped out when she heard Keon got out. Boy, she jumped off that damn live as quick as she could. As quick as she started it, she ended that motherfucker. Man. So, Ratchet Gang, everybody out there who got daughters, siblings, little sisters, hell, even older sisters, even if you know any woman in your family, make sure they staying protected, man. Everybody need a strap. You know what I'm saying? Everybody need to be, you know what I'm saying? Look, even if you ain't got a strap, get you some mace, get you a taser, get you something to protect yourself, because you never know what is going to be around the corner. Look, I know every time I leave my crib, your boy Ratchet got them things on him. Boy, I'm telling, look, hey, you run up on me. If it's me versus you, I'm going to win every time. You better just do what the fuck you came to do and get it off before I do. Because if I sense my life is in danger at any point, I'm going to end yours. If I sense my life is in danger, you got to go. If it's me versus you and somebody got to go, hey, the equation ain't going to be me and you ain't going to be RIP and Ratchet. Fuck that. Somebody got to get the hell up out my way. So stay protected, man. Keep your blickies on you. And if you're a female out there and you don't have one, learn how to use one and get one. Please and thank you. I was robbed at 23. I carry a knife. Man, you better carry more than that. You better carry more than that because these people ain't playing in this generation in these days. So make sure y'all staying prayed up, man, and make sure y'all staying safe. Because you just, like I said, you just never know what's around the corner, man. You just never know what the fuck is peeking around the corner. And you don't know who's watching you. You don't know what the hell is going on, Ratchet Gang. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I just say make sure everybody is staying prayed up, man. Make sure everybody is staying prayed up and stay safe out there, man, because we'll be dealing with situations like this, another life that we lost too soon. I'm tired of hearing about kids, 20 and teenagers and all this dying and getting caught up in all type of nonsense and madness. And if parents do a better job of being parents, we probably wouldn't have to deal with these situations as much as we do. I know kids is hard-headed and they don't want to listen. And of course, was she right for going and clocking in her job, not clocking out and leaving? No. But, you know, if she had better examples in life, I'm not blaming her parents. We don't know what we know, but I'm just saying maybe if she had better examples, she wouldn't have had to do that. We don't know what people are going through or what's going on, but talk to your kids more, learn your kids more, be a parent more, stop being caught up in your phone and in your life and in your own business and you could be busy worried about your own kid. Yes, she was grown and there was nothing her family could have done, but maybe if they would have talked to her more and could have got an understanding. You're saying she was being harassed, but you don't even know by who. You don't know what the messenger said. The parents, as a parent, if my kid comes to me and says somebody is sending me harassing messages, you know what? We finna go to the police. We finna trace these damn numbers. We finna get to the bottom of what the fuck is going on, and we gonna monitor you. Maybe we need to put cameras in your car. Maybe we need to put more cameras around the house. Maybe somebody needs to drop you off at work. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. We don't know. We shouldn't be mourning this little girl, man. She's a grown woman, but she's a little girl to most of us, man. So that was just a child. 23 years old, you're still a kid. We should not be mourning her, man. We should be celebrating her graduating college. We should be celebrating her with her new job and her new whatever in life. But unfortunately, here we are. And it's just sad and unfortunate, man. We got $185 on the screen. If y'all want to send that last 15 to get us up to 200, please, and thank you. If not, it's all good. Just double tap that screen and get these likes up. Hopefully y'all enjoy my content when I go live and give y'all these in-depth breakdowns of exactly what's going on, whatever we covering. And if not, then hey, it's all good. But I see we're getting a lot of new subscribers. So make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all are enjoying the content, man. We're almost up to 197,000. We on the road to 200K. We almost up to 200K, y'all. So salute to everybody who's been a part of this journey, man. I just want to say, man, salute to everybody. I love all y'all very, very much. So, oh shit, we just got a 20 piece on the screen. Who sent that 20 piece? Christy Reed. Man, Christy Reed be showing out, man. Y'all throw Christy Reed her flowers. Christy Reed be showing out more than damn near everybody in this damn chat. I ain't gonna lie, Christy Reed be showing out. So salute to her. I love your live as always. Thank you, Angie. Salute to all y'all, man. Hopefully all y'all enjoying the content, man. I want to keep this at a reasonable amount. We almost up to 3 hours. Where we at? We've been on live for, yeah, almost 3 hours, man. Oh, by the way, I dropped another single today, Heartbreak Season. If you type in Ratchet TV on any streaming platform, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever you stream on, if you just type in Ratchet TV, my music will pop up. If you want to jam my music, go ahead. I dropped another song titled Heartbreak Season today. So make sure y'all go jam that Heartbreak Season. And the album drops next Friday, Halloween. We also got a Halloween costume contest that Friday night. $500 prize, winner takes all. We'll let the chat vote. We're doing an album release for, hold on one second. Hey, stop. Jules, no barking. Stop. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Jules, no barking. No barking. Be quiet. My dog's trying to come out the damn room. My bad. But yeah, make sure y'all are here next Friday. We got a Halloween costume contest or Halloween party. We also got the album release. We about to do a big $500 prize. So get your costumes. Y'all got 1 week to get your costume. And I'll be paying out of pocket $500 on that live for the best costume. And y'all get ready to show out with Ratchet. And we're going to be jamming my album that night. We got a lot of big things coming on this platform, man. So good night to everybody. Double tap the screen on your way out. Make sure y'all jump into the comment section when this ends. Who is that? Salute to Randy Mosley for the $5. I appreciate you, Randy Mosley. Thank you for the 5-piece. Salute, salute, salute. So make sure y'all get into the comment section. I want to see like 100 comments on this live, man, after it ends, man. Y'all got to keep the engagement going when I end these lives. So make sure y'all jump into the comment section when this live ends. Double tap the screen on your way out. Let's get ready to end this damn poll. I asked y'all, were y'all up to date on the content? We had 1.2K votes. 52% of the people said they were. 48% of the room was not caught up. So hopefully y'all hopefully I caught y'all up on, I believe like if you watched the whole video, then you definitely caught up. If you didn't watch the whole video, rewind this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep that a big buck. Salute to all y'all, man. I love all y'all very much. My dog's in there crying. It's raining outside. So yeah, with that being said, I'm finna get ready to get the hell up off here. Y'all make sure to like. Y'all make sure to share. And y'all make sure to subscribe. And as always, man, each one teach one. Go raise your damn kids the right way. Be a parent. And ladies, stop using men. Stop getting in the car. Jules, lay down. No barking. That fucking rained and woke my dogs up. But yeah, I gotta go get my damn dogs, man. I'm gonna go eat anyway. So yeah, with that being said, your boy Big Ratchet gonna get the hell up off here. I love y'all more than y'all will ever know. Good night to everybody. I love y'all. Stay safe. Stay prayed up. Believe in God. Don't believe in a reader. Believe in God. Get in your Bible. I said what I said. I don't care who I offend. I don't believe in none of that shit. Get in your Bible. I love y'all. I gotta go get these damn Frenchies because they finna piss me off. So I gotta go, y'all. I'm gone, gang. I love y'all. Good night.